laughs and my heart chokes. Like Midas, everything you touch turns gold. You dance in the hallway like nobody's told. You say my name so softly, like it's a little word. Yeah. Every time you're near me, all my doubts get blurred. You take my day, turn it bright, brand new. Every look you give says I choose you. I get you more than anybody ever could. You get me in a way I never understood. In every little smile, every little move you do. Ooh, baby, I don't need a reason. I just know. I just know. I get you. It's all about your dreams, eyes wide, shining clear. And you tell the wildest stories I could listen for years. And you roll your eyes and kiss me when I'm stubborn and proud. You pull me back to center when my thoughts get loud. You take my fear, turn it into truth. Every time you touch me, I remember you. I get more than anybody ever could. You get me, in a way I never understood. Every little smile, every little move you do. Ooh, baby, I don't need a reason. I just know. I just know. I get when the world feels heavy on my shoulders, you lean in, lay your head right over mine. You say we can carry this together, and just like that, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine.
What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. Happy Friday. Listen, put a one quickly in the chat if y'all can hear me. One in the chat if y'all can hear me good. One in the chat if the sound is loud and clear. One in the chat if the sound is loud and clear. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody watching, y'all. Shout out to everybody who supports the channel. I appreciate you guys. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. As you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. That is super, super important, you guys, that you like the stream. Also, if you're new to the building and you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. It's free to subscribe to the channel. So make sure you're supporting in that way, you guys. Also, make sure you are watching the videos posted on the channel. I try to post content every single day, y'all. So make sure you are supporting in that way by watching and liking those videos. And also, if you're generous and you want to support the channel, you can support via Super Chat or Cash App. All right, that is pinned in the video, in this chat, in the top of the description of this video. If you want to support in that way, you want to have your questions or comments read. All right. So shout out to you guys. Happy Friday. I hope y'all are doing well. Ladies and gentlemen who are watching and who support the channel, I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. So y'all see the title. Ebony K. Williams, child, is the man she's looking for, child. Plus men don't need women and more. So we got a few topics we're going to discuss today. We're going to hop right into them, you guys. Make sure you hit the like button as you come into the building and definitely leave your thoughts in the chat. I want to hear what you have to say. So I want to play a little bit. I have the audio, y'all, a little bit of the audio from this podcast called Off the Record, if I'm not mistaken, where she is, talking about the bus driver situation, which she calls the bus driver gate, where she talked about that when she interviewed Iyanla Van Zant. So she's talking about that and just kind of like, um, you know, saying the things that she would normally say, talking about motherhood and all of these things. But I want to play a little bit of it and give my thoughts on the thoughts I've always had about Ebony K. Williams. And it's really not a personal thing. I don't know Miss Williams and all of that, but I'm going off of the things that she says and her rhetoric and how she feels and talks and the things that she says about her life. Now, just to give her a little bit of credit, it's her life. She can choose to do what she wants to do. That's not my point. My point is, it's just to show you a distinction between what some women choose versus what others choose. That's really it. It's all about a choice and how your choices put you in a predicament or a category. Now, some people may be happy with their choices and the outcomes associated with it, and that's fine. My talking points are not about trying to diminish people or take away from what it is that you choose, but my points are basically saying this. There are consequences for your actions. And for some reason, a lot of women don't understand that if you choose a certain way, you may get this type of outcome. It may go the opposite way for you. You never know. But when we look at statistics and we look at the outcomes of the choices that we've seen, the examples that we see of the way women choose, we see a pattern here. And some women, not all women, push back against that because they don't want to accept the outcome of their choices. They're having trouble wrapping it, even the most educated women. This is why we say we see it. A lot of the educated women are single. A lot of super educated women are single, and there's a reasoning behind it. But because a lot of women have been brainwashed to believe and think that, oh, we can do whatever we want. We're women. We could choose however we want to choose, and we're still going to get the results that we want. And I think that is a delusional aspect, and that's where I come from. And I think a lot of women, because they've been coddled and because they've been brainwashed and hoodwinked to believe that they can make whatever choices they want in life and they still going to get the best of the best. And that's a delusional mindset. No, that's just a delusional mindset, in my opinion. And so what happens is we find women who have been taught, hey, y'all know the whole spiel. Look, go to school, get your education. Don't worry about a man. Focus on you. And that's fine. But those things don't work the same for women and men. And this is what we're seeing. Even men are told, hey, focus, go get what you need, because you have to be a responsible man. And one day you might want to be responsible for a family. So you have to stay laser focused and focus on your career and be driven and go for what it is that you want in life so that you can be as successful as you can possibly be, because one day you want a family. You want a family that you have to take care of, But women have adopted that same idea. And I'm not saying that as a young person, as a young adult, that you shouldn't work or shouldn't go to school, but it's just the mentality of the way that a lot of us are trained and taught versus other cultures and how they cultures of women and how they're taught. So because we're taught that way, yeah, you can have some successful women, but there's a trade-off, in my opinion. And it seems to be more of a trade-off when it comes to Black women, because other women have mastered the idea of going to school, getting engaged in college, getting married, still having careers, both the husband and the wives. This is why this idea that, oh, the woman just stay at home, all the women are just at home and all the men are providing solely for the family, that happens, but that is not the majority of the cases. Most people work. Most husbands and wives have careers, but it's a certain way they go about it. But when it comes to Black women, we're not taught how to go about it that way. We're taught how to go about it like solely about us, a solely independent route. And then you reach back for the man after you've established your career. And that typically does not work. And on top of that, the entitled mindset, the idea that you don't need a man, all of that goes into why successful women are single. And I've said a lot, but we're going to go ahead and get into the clip, and we're going to kind of break it down. And I'm going to give my thoughts on what Ebony K. Williams has been very consistent for the most part of where she stands and how she feels. And that's part of the reason why I think she'll remain successful and single, and now a successful single mother, you know. Dynasty. Is it because I forget the Roman numerals, but I'm trying to break it down. Is it 25th dynasty? If I'm not mistaken, is it 25th dynasty? Let me know, because your girl is struggling with that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sure. Is it 25th dynasty? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Is it? Let me know. Let me know. Did I get it right? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, hit the like button, you guys, as you come in. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this video. And I have the audio, you guys. So just listen to what's being said, and leave your thoughts in the chat. I want to hear from you. Here we go.
John Levon's aunt said that today's black women, a lot of us were operating as men in skirts. And what she, of course, meant by that was we were steeped in our masculinity. We were in builder mode, doer mode, provider mode, and we were not appropriately living in our feminine. Mm-hmm. I said, to my executive producer, Elise Roberts on the grill, I said, let's book her. Let's book her and let's bring her on the show. I want to go deeper because, much love to my friend Charlemagne Leonard, the God, he didn't go deep enough. Shocker. So I said, we're going to bring her on the grill. We're going to go deeper. So that's what we did. And not many people, I should say, saw the full interview. Yeah. But they saw the part that was the clip, went around the world, where I said, Dr. Von Zant, what would you have us do? As I'm gonna say for the premise of what you're talking about, you are right. We are walking around in builder mode and doer mode and provider mode. But what would you have us do, Dr. Von Zant, if we are doing that, not because we want to do it, but because we're afraid if we don't do it, we will go without? What would you have us do? And I sat there at the knee of my elder, waiting, hopeful for an answer. And Dr. Von Zant said to me, beloved, would you date the bus driver? And I was shocked. And my face read as such. And I said, if he owns the bus. And all hell broke loose.
Famous words.
And all hell broke loose.
Do you regret the way you answered that?
Oh, no. In fact, it aged quite well. And I'm going to prove it to y'all. It doesn't matter any platform you look at today, and I'm saying today is in 2025, 2026, whether it's Earn Your Leisure, shout out to those good brothers, whether it's just any of these wealth building podcasts that black folks rightfully are consuming, what are they all talking about? Ownership. Are they not?
Yes.
They're talking about ownership. They're talking about entrepreneurship. They're talking about yielding skills, whatever those skills are. You could be a surgeon, you could be a lawyer, but you can also be a what? Carpenter. Mm-hmm. You can also be a plumber. You could also be a, dare we say, bus driver. But the aspiration that we are now talking about as a culture, rightfully so, is yielding the skill set to an entrepreneurial model where we have ownership stakes, real equity in the business model that can produce wealth in a different way.
But I don't think that's the conversation that was happening. The conversation that on your side, I think the conversation that was happening was, how dare you think you're above?
Oh, yeah. That is it.
Something like the greater conversation that was happening is almost, and I was telling Jeanette, I'm like, it's almost as if the bus driver title became an identity, that you were rejecting a certain type of man, but also that how dare you as a black woman think you are above this certain type of man. Like, I think it was very layered and nuanced for why you were receiving such vitriol.
Yeah, but I don't think it was how dare you. See, I think this is the problem that a lot of women make, or the assumptions they make. They attribute it to black women. And I didn't hear anybody say, how dare this black woman want a high quality man. I didn't hear that. People saying, how dare this black woman have this, these high expectations. No, people just realize that certain expectations that women have in general, it's not just black women. And I don't think people pointed that out. Oh, how dare this black woman? I didn't hear that. I didn't see that. People, the same response that Iyanla gave her, she didn't specify black women. She said women. So she told her basically, listen, why couldn't you date a bus driver? And she said, well, if he owns the bus. And she's like, why? And she said that is the problem. That and it's what we see. Iyanla even responded to her in a way to try to get her to understand it, because a lot of these women, especially women who are super successful, like Ebony K. Williams, they have a certain expectation of the type of man that they want. And listen, we all have a certain expectation of a type of person that we want. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem, what I'm simply pointing out is that you don't think about where you stand when you become this successful woman. Success for a woman looks differently for a man. Success versus a man and a woman, it looks different, because the expectation for men to be successful is to become successful, because not only for themselves, but because potentially they would have to take care of a family. So this is why men are looked at to be the breadwinners, because they're a part of their description is to potentially take on a wife and raise and have children and raise a family. So you would want to be financially stable enough to be able to do that, especially if you want your household to thrive and operate in more of a traditional way. If you want your wife to be at home with the kids and nurture the kids and take care of the house while you work, then it makes sense for a man to work hard and build himself up so that he's able to fully do that. So, and not all men do it, but that's the whole vision and the point behind men working hard, because potentially they want to have a family. So now when women become super successful, equal to a man, and the idea of women being equal to a man is that they do the same thing. You work hard, get your degree, build yourself up, make sure you have money enough to take care of yourself. But we don't hear, the same. It's not completely the same from what I've heard. Like, it's not, work hard, get your degree, build yourself up as a woman, because you got to take care of yourself. And I get it. You got to take care of yourself as a single adult. If there's not a man there to take care of you, you have to take care of yourself. So I get it. But what I'm saying is, but in the woman's mind, where it's different is that she still want to be able to take care of herself, and she still want a man to be able to take care of her as well. And I don't think women realize how that throws the whole thing off. If a man is prepped and primed to be the breadwinner, to take care of a wife, and he wants a traditional wife, this is where these modern educated women fall short. That's it, in a nutshell. These men don't want women who are trying to be like them. They want a traditional, nurturing, submissive wife. This is what most men would like. And if you have a woman who's already been prepped and primed and taught to be this independent boss chick, those two are going to clash. And this is why successful women, or women who have been raised that way, have a hard time in relationships, because men don't see those women as viable long-term options. They look at you as if, or it becomes a competition. It's like y'all are in competition with each other. Who's going to be the most successful? Fighting for the power. Who's going to be in control? And that does not last in any relationships. Ebony K. Williams is the topic of discussion today, but she's not the only one in this position. There are many successful women who struggle in relationships and who are single because of this very reason. But they still try to find a way where they can make it work, and a lot of times they don't. She's going to speak about being married before and divorce, and that's typically what happens, because it becomes a power struggle. It becomes about who's better than who and who can do more than this. And even if the man makes more and he's more successful, it's still going to be a power struggle, because it's like a competition. Once again, these women who are successful, they're all about competing in the workforce, in their careers, in their businesses. They don't want to compete for a man, because they think because of how successful they are, they don't have to compete. And if they are attractive women, they don't feel they have to compete. They feel like because of their accolades and all of the work that they put into themselves, that you should automatically just be attracted to her, and that's it. And when they find that that is not enough, that these men are looking for something else, sometimes it becomes a problem. Now, is this every situation? No, it's never all. There are certain situations that operate in this way and they're making it work, but it's not the majority. And this is why we have so many successful women who are struggling in relationships and struggling to keep them, because it's a power struggle. They're like men in a sense. That's why I titled it the way I did, because a lot of these women are like the men that they are looking for. And those two just don't work in many cases. So yeah, let's continue.
Yeah, I hated that bus drivers across the world
Just
in that moment.
crazy.
I know. What did the bus driver do? My poor MTA. He was like, "Yeah, what did I do to you?" No, stop.
No bus stops for you anymore.
No. I hated the indignation, honestly, and the dehumanizing that happened to all people that work in transportation around that moment. And that was a real thing for me, because y'all saw the kind of aftershock, if you will. I went on the Breakfast Club, and I talked about how my mother, this beloved figure in my life, who was totally aspirational and my first role model, did what? Drove the bus. My mother was a bus driver. So this is not about condemning bus drivers or not showing dignity to that work. All work has dignity. This was about, I actually think they became the straw man in Dr. Von Zant's example of, to your point, Mona, I thought really was a subtextual, I'm going to say dig, that says, as Black women, we don't have the right or privilege to be very particular about the types of men we look to partner with. I think there's a lot of historical and contemporary narrative that talks to Black women about being not desirable, about being not appreciative enough, that talks to Black women particularly about not having particular standards as it relates to really anything, but least of all economic socio-positioning, educational socio-positioning, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so if he owns the bus, was very provoking and very triggering, because I'm saying in that statement that if he just drives the bus, it's not good enough for me.
I have a couple of points and questions.
Yeah, but see, I think where she misses it is that it shouldn't be about, because he could own the bus, right? He could have a bus company and own it. But does that automatically qualify? Does that automatically make him a qualified candidate for you? If he owns the bus, what are the other factors included in who this person is? How he treats you, what type of man he is, does he have integrity, morals, values? Why is it so focused on the fact of him just owning the bus? So he could own the bus and he could take care of you financially, and all of that. But why is the focus solely on that? And this is the part that gets me, because a lot of these women do the same thing and they speak the same way. So, okay, if that's your standard, that's fine. I'm not arguing with your standards. If you want a man who owns something, okay, cool. But what else? Because if he say, yeah, I own the bus, and then you get so now that you open yourself up to talking to him because, oh, he owns the bus. Oh, that's a turn on, right? And then what else? Because that's not the only thing. And then when you get to know him, it still doesn't work out. Guess what? Why? Because he may not have other qualities that you deem necessary in order to be with him. He may not really be into you. He could be a damn user and an abuser, which women like to point out, and which women have pointed out that they've met men or dated men who were millionaires. Whether they're lying or not, I don't know, but they claim that they met and dated millionaires, but they were abusive and they were narcissists and all that. So why is the focus seemingly only on the money aspect? Because that's the only thing that always comes up. We don't ever talk about all of the other qualities that you're looking for in a man. Just, does he own the bus, or does he make this amount of money, or whatever? I can't even talk to you if you don't even make this. And this is how a lot of women lose out on good potential companions or husbands or spouses or anybody in general, a man, because the focus is only on the money aspect and not anything else. And you won't even give a man a try if he was a bus driver. I don't see anything that's wrong with a bus driver. Not at all. The only thing I noticed, and I'm not trying to be funny, y'all, but the only thing they look like when they stand up, they look like they're sitting down. That's the only thing I know. Oh my God. Cause they sitting down all the time. That's the only reason. And I noticed that they be sitting down a lot. And so when they do stand up, they still look like they're sitting down. Forgive me, y'all. That's the only thing that I noticed. But I'm just saying, like, there's nothing wrong with an honest living, and a lot of bus drivers make decent money, make good money from what I hear. So what's wrong with that? And I think once again, these women are so educated book-wise, they can't see past that. They can't see past a man that will be good for their lives and a man that they can build a family with. They're not looking at the overall picture and how they're missing out. And then this is where you have to resort to, be doing what Ebony K. Williams did, is going through IVF or whatever. Yeah, I think that's what she did, to have a child, because you can't find one man that you would be willing to cooperate with and build with, because you have this idea that he has to line up a certain way. And a lot of women think that way. This is why a lot of them are single, because they're missing the bigger picture. They're missing what's really important. And that's fine. And a lot of them are in denial and they don't want to accept that. And then you have to go around and do things in a different way to get a result, because you can't get it the normal way, because you're not in a mind space to work with anybody. It becomes a selfish thing. It becomes an entitled mindset, and that type of mindset is not conducive to a relationship, because a relationship takes two. A relationship involves two people working together, and if you can't work with the opposite sex, then yeah, you will be by yourself. That's just that. It's not a slight to anybody. It's not a dig at anybody. It's just the truth, and I think some women are fighting against nature and the truth, and they're not winning. They're losing. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Says 1, money, 2, 6 feet, 3, 15.24 centimeters equals dense, child. Oh my God. Yeah, that's crazy. Successful MD, thank you. But right, it's. I think they're just trying to manifest and find a different way to make it work, and it's just not working. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you. They don't like it when they finally realize, wow, there's some truth to what they're saying. I'm not getting the outcomes that I thought, and men aren't taking me seriously or whatever. Either if you have children, or even if you have this independent mindset, when you open your mouth and talk to these men automatically just shut off, and they know they don't want to deal with you, because you're coming off in this elitist, better than way. Nobody wants to be talked to and talked down to. And I don't think a lot of these women are doing it intentionally. I just think that is just a part of who they've become. They've been so entrenched in this way of living and thinking and moving, and it's just become who they are. They can't help it. They don't see a problem with it, but men see everything wrong with it. But then men are called insecure, and I don't believe that they're insecure. I just think just like women have certain standards, men have standards too. And it just so happens the standards that women have and are looking for in men aren't looking for those same standards, those things in women. Men have clearly stated what it is that they want, and these types of women don't want to be reduced to that, because that will be reducing them in their minds. Cooking and cleaning for a man and catering to a man is a reduction for these successful women, because they're used to being the authority figure. They become the authority figure, and they call the shots, they make the rules, and you just got to sit there and accept it. That men don't want that. Let's continue.
Yes.
The first thing I'm getting from you, it's almost like black women are being told, how dare you?
Absolutely.
Like, you should be grateful for, right?
Sure.
But then my other question is, what is an example of this dynamic the other way around? In other words, because it implies men can demand this, have these standards, right? And they don't, it's not provoking, it's not controversial. Can you give an example?
Well, I think I'm gonna start with your second question, because I think this is interesting, and I don't think it was properly flushed out the last time I had this in a public domain on the Breakfast Club. I think that because of the way in which, because what we're talking about in all of this is romantic marketplace currency. Okay, so let's just level set. Yeah. Everybody's operating, we all play Monopoly as children, right? Everybody had their bank and their dollars and their little cards, and we're all going to the marketplace to exchange for the best outcome. And it just so happens that in this patriarchal, gender role society, men primarily, historically, and still today, are assessed and valued around their economic ability. That has been the case and is still the case. And what are ladies, what are women assessed by? Because it's certainly not our hearts.
Yeah, our physical features.
It is our aesthetic, our beauty, and our youth. Let's name that. Let's name that piece. Because one of the main pushbacks that I got, in the wake of Bus Driver Gate, being a woman in my early 40s, is, well, especially how dare you old bitch, seriously, because you definitely don't get no say because you've hit the wall. No. Anyway, but that was the retort. So let's just call a thing. Men, and I understand a lot of men feel a way about the fact that they are primarily on a romantic dating place. I'm not saying exclusively, I'm saying primarily assessed around what they can bring from an economic vantage point. But then they get to call it love. Because what's this thing I keep hearing? Men are in love, women are in business. They say women are in business because they're constantly assessing for the economics, as I just outlined, and conceded and acknowledged. And it's not new, by the way. But men are in love. But that's really just semantics, because what you're calling love is beauty and youth. And maybe even fertility.
And that's why I say, if an NFL player, a man of a lot of means,
But not maybe fertility. That's a part of it. Men want to create families. They want children. I don't understand. What you mean maybe? No, they want a youthful, beautiful woman. Well, beauty is like currency for women. And women want stable, successful men. There's a role that you play there. So if you want a man who's successful, most women want successful men in some capacity. Why? Because you want him to be, you want stability. So you want stability in a man. That's the problem that they have now. They've worked hard and became successful, but you want a man who's even more successful than you. You still want a man to take care of you. And because of your beauty and what you possess in that realm, you feel that you are entitled because of that. Because what else are you offering this man? If you're already successful, you've already worked and got your business, you don't really need him. But you still want him to make 10 times more than what you make so that he can fully take care of you. And what are you going to offer him? Like, he don't want no parts of your business and all this stuff. So him wanting a youthful, submissive, cooperative woman who's going to nurture a family and cook and do those things for you. Why is that so difficult? See, I think men have always wanted the same thing. Women have changed their roles. But they still want men to be consistently what they want to need them to be. You still want that provider and that protector, but you don't want to be what he needs you to be. I said this before because it is what it is. Successful women, unattractive women, unsuccessful women all want the same thing. All of them want rich men to cater and take care of them and give them a lifestyle. But none of them don't want to be a nurturing woman and a wife in a household. They want to be outside. They want to show the money. They want to take all these trips. That's what they want. They don't want to do their roles. They don't want to operate in their roles anymore. Even if they are successful, even if they're not. None of them, the majority of them don't want to even operate in a traditional fashion whatsoever. Even if they have a man who paid all the bills and all, they're going to get bored. They're already calling, men who have standards and men who, good men, boring. Why? Because they're focused on their careers and their businesses and they're handling their business and they're just looking for a woman to come on in. But they don't want that. They run from men like that. And you want to go to the man that looks great with all the money and he don't really want you. And then y'all be crying and talking about, well, they don't want to commit. It's the guys you're choosing who don't want to commit to you because they don't have to. But y'all keep going after the same guys and complaining about the outcomes. So there are women who would rather just be on somebody's roster than be with a good guy who will really, commit to them and do the things that's necessary for a thriving, successful relationship. The problem is society has made these women believe that being a housewife or being a wife is boring and mundane and it's just not what you want. Everybody in there, all these women in 40s, 50 years old, still out here looking for a good time. They're leaving their husbands who were providers for the streets and going out to the streets thinking you're going to find somebody else who you're going to have all this fun with. Everything is about fun, being outside, having fun, twerking on the tables. That's all y'all want to do. And then when life starts to show you where you need to be and and show you the important things, now you want a man. You still don't want him. You just want him to pay for your lifestyle. They don't want a boring relationship, as they would call it, and the way they see it. That's the whole point of being in your 20s and not being locked down. That's the whole point of telling them, in your 20s, you're supposed to be having fun. Like you can't have fun with a man. But y'all going out having y'all sexual fun with a bunch of men, getting ran through. And then when you hit them 30s, 40s, now you looking around, nobody don't want you. Nobody don't want to claim you. Nobody don't want to take you seriously. So y'all, it's like you're trading one thing for something worse. You're not getting what you want either way. Like you can't have fun in your 20s with a man. No, because you're told to have your fun with all of the D's. You want to go through all the D. You want to have your experience so you'll know what you like, what you don't like. And by the time you get to the point to choose what you really like, ain't nobody there waiting for you. So you've just been ran through for nothing. You done been ran through for nothing. Now you know what you like and you can't get it. And they don't want you. So it's a catch-22 in all of this, and I don't think people get it until it's too late. By the time it's too late, child, you just go get your Bengay and knit something or whatever and go sit down somewhere. Or just go to work, because you're gonna have to work. And by the time you get it, it's too late. Diane Carroll said the same thing. By the time she realized the problem was her, it was too late. Nobody wanted her. She was by herself. I'll never forget that. Because she got it, but it was too late, and she admitted it. She said that before she passed away. May she rest in peace. But that's just how it ends up being. People think they have all this time when you really don't. Successful MD, thank you once again for the super chat. Says, one gender has a pawn shop mentality, DeeDee. I see, child. I see. But it's not benefiting them. And if you want a certain outcome, you should be willing to do the things that's necessary to get what you want. That's it. Thank you, Successful MD, child. It is, though. It's not working for them. It's not. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but somebody says women are boring. Hell, a lot of them are. A lot of them are. And they look at this. I said this before. Women are projecting in a lot of cases. They're projecting their own feelings and own issues onto men. You're the boring one, and you want him to be like a jumping monkey and jumping and making you happy 24/7 when you don't even know how to make yourself happy. So yeah, I do know that is true to a degree. It's not necessarily men versus women with that. There are a lot of men who are boring and don't know how to. There are a lot of men who, are boring too. They don't have a sense of humor. They don't know how to make you laugh. They don't know how to. They're just boring. But there are also boring women as well. I think both exist. But when we talk about a responsible man who's handling his business and doing what he needs to do and wants to be in a relationship with a woman and build, I don't see that boring. They're calling that boring. Within a man, a responsible man, they call responsible men boring, which is crazy. But then you want a responsible man. You want a man to take care of you and do all these things. The man that would do it, you're not interested in him. And then the one that you want, he ain't interested in doing any of that for you. And this is why these women be confused and lost in the sauce, because they don't want the real responsible men. They want to play around, and then when they get the outcome of playing around, then they still pissed and mad. Successful MD, thank you once again for the super chat. Says, even these highly educated hyenas don't mention character. Men desire cooperative, respectful, non-combative women. They only want to nurture money. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly. And I think that's the problem. It's all about money. And when women start making the money, oh my God, it just turned into something even worse. When women make the money, they don't want to share it. They make the money for themselves. And maybe if they have children. But they don't think about money in a sense of sharing it with a man and a family, or y'all bridging that gap. Women don't think like that. Women are very selfish when it comes to the money they've made, but they want a man to be very unselfish and generous when it comes to his money. They want him to be able to do all the things, even though she can clearly, boldly tell you, hey, I'm successful. I don't really need you. I make my own money, but I want to take yours. And that's part of the problem. Most men, that's not how that's supposed to work out. But this is the way they think. Successful MD, thank you once again, says they miss the dopamine hits from Pookie's baptism. Child.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and this is why you can't trust them type of women either. When you've been ran through like that with Pookie and Ray Ray, trust me, it's going to be very difficult for you to just be with one man for the rest of your life. No, they're going to be itching. You're right. They're going, I wouldn't put it past them. And I'm not saying that all women do this, but there are some that do. And I've seen them. So thank you, Successful MD, once again. Let's continue.
Athlete, what
Sure.
society sees as coveted. is with a woman who's not conventionally attractive, people are like, what's wrong? Something is misaligned.
We hardly ever see it, if we're to be honest about it. And if we do see it, frankly, there's some other currency at play. If I can just go ahead and do what I do, which is rile the people up. Oftentimes when we see professional athletes, particularly black ones, with people that are not at the utmost standard of conventional beauty, they are what? White. They're white. And it's okay because that's a currency, Mona.
So relationships are an economy.
It's an economy. Yeah. These are marketplaces. These are economic conditions that are always at play. And I'm not saying anything about interracial.
I don't think it's just about that. I think that's the woman who was willing, to be with him, And I'm not saying every interracial relationship is great because we know a lot of them aren't. But what I'm saying is, no, they don't want to deal with the negative aspects of, and I'm going to specify black women because, or the women that they've dealt with, because you hear a lot of these athletes say, hey, when they were in college and high school, college, a lot of the black women didn't find them attractive and didn't like them. And then all of a sudden they got into the NBA and now all of them want to stand there and want his attention. And then they're mad when he goes with somebody else because why? That's the woman that accepted him and wanted to be with him. It's not just that cut and dry. Oh, they get the money, they go to a white woman. No, y'all are combative and you don't want to acknowledge that and acknowledge that is a turnoff towards men. That's the problem that I have seen with a lot of black women because I'm a black woman and I've seen it and I've grown up with it. So yeah, y'all, these men don't want to deal with y'all combativeness. This mindset that y'all have. And so y'all always want to throw it on, they go with a white woman. Why? Because there may be a difference there. Maybe that particular white woman was different in her mentality and how she thought and how she treated him. Like, it's not just, I would never say all white women are great because I know they're not. And all black women are great and all black men are great and no, it's never all, but all of this exists. And that's what I want people to understand. Listen, when you meet a person, there's more to a person than just their money and their finance. You need to get to know the person for who they are. If you're looking for a good man, this is why I say a lot of women don't want a good man. Because you've come across good men, but you don't want them because they ain't tall enough. They don't make enough money. You disqualify them for the most superficial things and then keep running looking for a good one. And you've come across good ones, you just don't want them. And then when you can't get what you want out of them, then now all y'all create all these delusional reasons as to why you don't have a man and why you got to do things the way you're doing it. You know what I mean? Successful MD also says, look at the disparity in gift giving. It's clear. Right. Men shouldn't have an expectation from women, but women should have all of the expectations from a man. And that's just not fair across the board. It's not a fair assessment. Let's continue.
Love, marriage, I love it. But what I'm talking about is let's start being really honest and let's not put, warm, fuzzy labels and call things love when it's not about dollars and cents, but it's just another form of currency, whether it's conventional beauty, whether it's youth, fertility, or any other sense, or whether it's whiteness, right? Or it's a proximity to whiteness through women who maybe are not white themselves, but hold an identity that gets these black men closer to that entry point.
So I'm curious though, for people who, back to the bus driver comment and all of that, who say, and even you're saying that relationships are an economy. Well, why contribute to something that's not right? Right? Like, why it shouldn't be that right? What if people believe that, right? Like, you're doubling down on something that's not right. You should be, you should go counter to that. Why go with what society deems as valuable? Like, what do you say to that?
Well, I believe in marketplaces. Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. I wrote a whole book. My first book was called Pretty Powerful: Appearance, Substance, and Success, which speaks a lot. And again, another one that just ages so well because now we had just 2 weeks ago, our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, go on a podcast similar to this one and say out loud the quiet part that when women of all ages, all races, all sociodemographics failed to at least make effort around their appearance, they are leaving currency on the table. That's not what I'm saying. That's what Michelle Obama said. Now, when Michelle Obama says it, somehow, some way, it's more palatable, it's better received. But even she got a little pushback. These are things that you can opt into, you can opt out of. I believe in markets. I believe that they are imperfect, just like I believe in this nation. I believe in the Constitution. Imperfect, but I also believe in recognizing where there are strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, doing the work, sometimes within broken systems to repair as best we can. But mainly, and I'm absolutely unapologetic about it, ladies, leveraging our best opportunities for ourselves and our communities as best we know how.
I kind of want to go a bit back to what you said about grad school and college being prime time to look to your right, look to your left, and find a potential partner.
Yeah, go just pick one. It don't matter. It's fine. That's not what I'm saying. But yeah,
I did the complete opposite. Like, I think the messaging that I've always received was like, girl, don't be looking to your right, look straight ahead. Because so much so I feel like no matter how progressive men are, society sometimes is somebody got to choose. Somebody either pursues the career and somebody stays at home and raises a family, particularly if you decide to start a family. Even if you don't, there's still a power imbalance or gender imbalance.
And women tend to take the shorter end of the stick.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was 29, solidified in my career, that then I started looking right and left. Because I wanted to be able to not seek support, like financial support from someone else, but I also wanted this to feel balanced. Now we're looking at characteristics and values and things like that. I will say it doesn't work like that for everyone. But don't you think in your 20s, early 20s is a little too early? You don't even know what you want.
Well, listen, as somebody who was married and divorced in my 20s, that's valid. What you're saying is very valid. But I would also argue 29 isn't really far from what I'm talking about. And what most people here, because many of us got that same spiel. In fact, don't look to your left, don't look to your right. Boys are a distraction. They will get you off your game. They will get you pregnant, and they will ruin your lives, quite frankly. And what are young boys getting messaging around? She will trap you. She will hold you down. Don't be a budding, talented young athlete. She's looking to trap you early. She's a problem. So really from early ages, at least in our community, we are put in a gender opposition. We're treated as gender adversaries of each other's interest. And so when I hear you say like at 29, that's when you kind of looked up and dared peek out a bit. That really is more in line with what I'm actually saying. Really what I'm seeing, at least from my peer group, which I'm maybe just like a half a generation ahead of you guys, we didn't start peeking up and looking out till 39, till 42. Some of us 46. And that can be, again, not always, but it can be a bit too late, especially if you're talking about biological children and if you want to be partnered with somebody who is a peer of yours.
Yeah.
I've never been a woman to shy away from the AARP of it all.
How old are we talking?
I always say, if you ain't got AARP, you can't do nothing for me. But, I always was leveraging 10 to 15 years older. Because of the current, because again, I'm playing a marketplace. I'm not shying away from the marketplace dynamics. So, as much as men my age or younger want to talk about auntie, and I am what do you call
and look, shout out to her. No shade to her. But what I'm saying is this: she talks a good game too. She reminds me of Cheyenne Bryant. They talk fast and they saying a lot, but ain't saying nothing. And when because at the end of the day, they don't have the you're educated in one sense, but you don't have the relationships or the man to that you want. And it's obvious these women do want companionship and they want a man. They just can't find the one that they want to want them back. That's why I say who you want got to want you back. And I just think there's something in there that turns off men, in my opinion. Because even just listening to her, somebody says she's insufferable, and I have to agree, because that's it. If I'm a woman and I'm listening to her, I'm getting leery listening to her. It's like a lot of she-man babble. I don't know. It's something about it. And I said the same thing about Cheyenne Bryant. They talk a certain way that kind of even throws you off. Like, it's like, I just have a conversation in a way that, even a man listening to her is gonna get tired of hearing her talk. I'm telling you, because it's I don't know. It's almost like a cold, kind of distant way of talking. It's like she's talking at you, not to you. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I just know, listen to her, you just get tired of listening, and any man listening probably would get tired of listening. Because something about it is off-putting. That's just my thoughts. Successful MD says, I get tired of hearing, doing the work. If it was so, things wouldn't be this way. They skate around the truth like the famous Tony Hawk, cooked bad. Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason, Successful MD, what the turnoff is. It's like you're speaking in riddles and you're going in circles. And this it has nothing to do with her education. It's just, she's saying simple words. She's just the way she talks like a robotic, and just everything is, if that's how you talk to men, then any man would be turned off. Thank you, Successful MD, once again for the super chat. I appreciate you for supporting the channel. Make sure you guys are supporting the channel via super chat or Cash App, you guys. And also make sure you hit the like button. We got 127 people watching. We got 63 likes. Go ahead and hit the like button, you guys. Please hit the like button. Fake is what it is. Yeah, it's just too much babble talk. Like, can't you just speak in a way that, yeah, but once again, it's that education that makes these people crazy. Like, they don't know how to be normal or real. You know what I mean? And I like real. Just be yourself. Now, if that is who she truly is, hey, I respect it. But I'm just saying how it comes off to me. I could be wrong too. But it's just the way she comes. It's not if you know how you meet somebody and y'all start having a conversation and you just realize the way they talk is like in a robotic type of way. It's kind of like everything is structured. Kind of they're like the way they talk is very I wouldn't say structured, but more like calculated. You know what I mean? You just can't let your hair down and just be yourself. It's like it's a strategic way of talking, because either you're lying about something, you know what I mean? Usually people who do that, they're covering up for something and they're not being honest with you. So yeah, I would say fake. And it's just like, oh my God, it's just a little weird. I don't know. It seems weird, but let's continue.
Call it, I lean into the auntie of it all. I'm very proud of my age. I'm very proud of my lived experience. I've done a lot for 42 and I'm proud of all of it. But I'm a PYT to somebody. Mr. Earl? Mr. Earl, oh baby,
Youth is subjective.
Because it is. Because again, this is the benefit of looking at it as a marketplace.
You know, I think it struck a chord with a lot of people because, to Mona's point, I think particularly for Black women, they saw what happened to generations before and the women before who had dreams of going to college, of having their career, and who said, don't do what I did.
Yes.
And to wait till later is an act of self-preservation. And so speaking of like economy and leverage, you're in a position, it's almost like I'm coming now to the negotiating table in a position of power and with leverage.
Yes.
And also there's the argument of, I'm not necessarily choosing to be single right now. There ain't nothing out here.
Oh.
You know, I don't think, and I personally don't think that women have leverage the older they get and the more successful they become. The more educated you become, the older you get. I don't think you're coming to the table in a position of power. I think it's the quite opposite. I think you get to that point and you don't have any leverage. Now, if you're talking about power amongst yourself, maybe, and I don't even think it's all about power. It's about you just being able to take care of yourself. That's pretty much what it is. You worked hard to establish yourself, to take care of yourself. When men do it, they're looking to have a family, a wife and kids, and build a family. But women who are successful and don't have any kids, you're only thinking of yourself. You're not thinking about work, because that's why when women make the money and they're single and no kids, it's all about them. So when you try to get in a relationship with a man who's looking for a woman to be that nurturer, that protector, provider, the men who are doing that, you don't fit into his aesthetic. You may be attractive, physically attractive, but you don't fit into what he's trying to build. And this is the whole idea of a woman getting on a man's program. It means that he has a plan for his life and the potential family that he wants to create. But if a woman has already established herself and she's in the mindset, because it's not the fact that just you work and you taking care of yourself, it's the mentality that comes with it. So if you already working and you've established yourself and your mentality is, I don't need a man, I'm independent, I'm super successful, I can do what I want, and you need to be able to keep up. You know, that's not attractive to the men who are looking for a cooperative, woman to bring into the fold and build a family with. And so that's why it becomes a competition, and these men don't want to compete with that or don't have to. And so this is why they end up by themselves speaking the way Miss Ebony K. Williams is speaking, because, child, you run out, there's nobody who wants you. They see right through you. What you're giving is not attractive to most men. Now, she's an attractive woman, and especially when, go back to her younger years and stuff, she's an attractive woman, probably had all kind of men after her. But like she said, she was married young, it didn't work out. Typically, it doesn't. When you have that mindset, or when you've been taught that you don't need a man and that you need to focus on your career because you need to become the best version of yourself and you need to be the most successful, to hell with a man. He's going to have to run behind you and want you more than you want him. And so what happens is they get older with that mentality, and then you end up by yourself. That's it. Well, you have to go and use IVF to get a child, because even nobody don't even want to have no child with you. And she don't want to have a child with a man who doesn't make more money than her. So once again, it's not just about the money, it's the mentality, it's how you think. All of that affect you as a person and how you show up in a relationship and with a man. And most men don't want to deal with that because they know that there's attitudes and nobody wants to deal with that shit. Nobody wants to deal with that. They'd rather move on. And so this is why these women run out of options. And the fact that she even said, she's a PYT to somebody. Mr. Earl, she said, yeah, because she even realizes, hey, nobody's really checking for her, and maybe one of these old cats might, scoop her up, and she might just have to settle for that, I guess. But I mean, she's saying it as a joke, but it's actually the truth. And I just think, once again, if she's happy and she loves her situation, I love it for her. But a lot of these women, unfortunately, don't like the situations that they're in. They're looking for something and they just can't find it. And then they don't want to change who they are, and they can't. Because the older you get, you just become stuck in your ways. You are who you are. Ain't nobody going to change that. And all you can do is just be happy and comfortable with it. Because I don't think that you should wallow in sadness and just be miserable. I think you should be happy with the choices you made. And that's that. Liddell Jefferson, 3250. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, they just don't want any man, just excuses. Oh my exactly. God. Right. They want a certain type of man, but that certain type of man don't want them. So, and they're not going to change anything. So yeah, just be happy with what you have. Thank you, Liddell Jefferson, once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. Successful MD also says, getting BBLs is nothing to leverage. Too much 420. Oh my God. Thank you. Successful MD, I appreciate you. Yeah, they're realizing that now. Slowly but surely, a lot of these people are realizing the errors of their ways. They realize this is not helping them, child. Let's continue.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but again, marketplace conditions dictate a lot of that. I'm not saying that the market's so much better when, if we go younger in the late 20s to mid 30s. But I do think, again, depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking for a certain level of education, a certain level of professional either ambition or evidence by that, because at some point, when you're on the other side of 40, this can't just be about potential. We're no longer having a just getting. This is what I'm trying to tell my dear friend DJ Envy on the Breakfast Club. Everybody's got to get started somewhere. Negro, no one's getting started at 40.
You need a resume by then.
Right.
You need to be a veteran.
Come on.
Speaking of, when you mentioned potential, it reminded me of Anwar White, who we've had on the show. He's a dating coach. He's brilliant. And he talks a lot about potential. He doesn't believe in it. It's a lie, and you're setting yourself up.
It's a scam. Anwar is my dating coach, in full disclosure.
Talk to me about that, why you sought out a dating coach, how it's going.
So I, like a lot of affluent women of all races, actually did the matchmaker thing. So coming off of, I ended my engagement in 2020 to a man I'd been seriously involved with for almost 4 years. And coming off of that, now I'm in my late 30s. I came out of that relationship, I was 38 years old. My immediate mindset was just replace him in terms of profile. Go get another older, very wealthy, established man who I can slot in and help my dreams. By this point, I developed a dream of family. Because I not maxed out career-wise, but that was kind of on automatic pilot mode. I was doing the damn thing professionally. So now it's like, okay, what else? Mm-hmm. What else? When I look up, not at 40, not at 50, but maybe at 60, what else do I want to see in my ecosystem that has rounded out the edges of happiness of life? And for me, I decided that I wanted to actually be a mom. I actually wanted that piece of connection and legacy, etc. So when I ended that, I said, okay, so now I need to just go duplicate that model, that traditional model. And so I hired a matchmaker, which, and for those of us that like to outsource things in life and can comfortably afford to, that's what we do. We have personal trainers, we have finance coaches, we have, people that meal prep for us, we have housekeepers, and we have matchmakers. So I hired the best of the best, invested many thousands of dollars on it, and had a good experience. But ultimately, I realized I was like going on dates with men and entertaining men that but for my outcome-driven mentality at that point, wanting to get to marriage and children in that order quickly, because now I'm 38. Now, I did freeze eggs at 34, which we'll come back to in a second. But I still kind of wanted to get the show on the road, right? I just started to feel like this is me operating outside of my integrity. I am now seriously sitting up here across from men at dinner dates, etc., that I don't have genuine, authentic, emotional connection with or even attraction to sometimes. I am leveraging for an outcome here. And women do it every day, and so do men. And I'm not shitting on it. It just didn't feel good to me. It didn't feel good enough to me. So when was
the moment you had that revelation?
Oh, girl, you want to know his name? But it was actually like a 2 or 3 dates in a row that I was feeling that way, Mona. And I was like, yeah, this ain't it. So that is when I stopped going on the dates, thanked my matchmaker with love, and I went to my fertility doctor. And I told him my dilemma. And he said, well, Ebony, you're uniquely positioned in that you can go about motherhood in a solo capacity in New York City. And he meant from a financial standpoint. He also meant from a community standpoint. He's like, you're in all of these great women's organizations, the AKAs, the links, the this, the that, you got all the things. You could do this if you want to do it. And I researched and I did my due diligence. I decided I'm going to do it. And so that for me, to your point of coming back to the table with the leveraging power, I executed that last kind of lever that said, I'm going to come back to this dating marketplace, but I'm going to come back no longer trying to fill a void of, I need to get a man to make my motherhood dream come true. I'm going to come back as a mother. Yeah. And I'm going to come back with a purity of intention that says, now I am dating exclusively for emotional and romantic connection.
This is some psychobabble. Oh, if I ever heard it. It is quintessentially an educated fool in a sense. In a sense. No disrespect, Miss Ebony K. Williams, but that's what she sounds like. All of this access to this and that, they think that okay, it's great that you got money and you could have these things and all that, but it just feels like it's forced, and it feels like it's so difficult when, you know, I don't see dating and finding a good man is that difficult. And what I'm saying, maybe now it's difficult in the dating market now, but what I'm saying, she's not new at this. She's been doing this. Why does it seem so difficult? Why does it sound so analytical, like to get a man and create a family with? Like what these women are lost in the head. I'm just saying, like, they make it sound like you got to spend thousands of dollars to get a man and then have a family. Like, it's just one of these things where it's, and you know, and listen, dating may not be the same. And, you know, I got to say it's not the same for everybody. But what I'm just like, how do you got to ask yourself, why does it take all of this, all these dating coaches and matchmakers, and then you still don't have a man and you still had to go get a baby by yourself, become a single mother, and then come back to dating? So this is why I say a lot of these women, they want to date because you wouldn't have a dating coach and a matchmaker if you didn't want to find somebody. But why, even with all of that and all these thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars you're spending for all this stuff, you still struggling to find a man? You still had to go get a baby by yourself. You mean to tell me with even being young and attractive and all of that, being married, then divorced, that didn't work, and then all those years passed, you still can find one man that will treat you right and be there for you and love you and create a family with? That says a lot about who you are. It's not that the men were bad. It's these women are batshit crazy. They're stuck in this loop of some idea of who they think they are and what they've accomplished. And they're hell bent on, he got to be this, he got to be that. It's got to be something. Or you just mentally educated and crazy. Delulu. It's something going on, and you could tell the way they talk. You could hear it and see it. It's like they're stuck in this loop of, it's got to be like this, and I would not settle for less, and it has to be like this, and oh my God, and I got to have the best, and because my ecosystem won't allow it. Oh my God. You know, it's like a robot stuck in translation or something. Something is weird about this shit. It's just, no, it's not just about being educated. I know a lot of good educated women. They're all married for the most part. They're married or in committed relationships. Like, come on, it's not just about that. It's something else going on. It's like some type of indoctrination. Maybe when they went to school, these people slipped something in them books and really like did something. Something is weird. It doesn't seem real. It seems like she's a robot. Like, it has to go like this, and my ecosystem won't allow it. And I just said, I'm going to come back into the dating market, and I'm going to come with a child. Now I'm looking for a romantic relationship. Oh, I wasn't looking for that in my 20s. I was playing around because I was beautiful, and all the men wanted me. And now I'm ready, and it ain't happening. And now, it's just something weird about it, child. I'm just saying, it's just weird to me. That's all. But it makes sense why they struggle in those areas. It makes sense why. It's not that complicated. It shouldn't be. You're an attractive woman. You got men, coming after you, especially when you were younger. Girl, pick one. You couldn't pick one and say, I like him, he like me. Let's get together. Let's build. We both doing something. It's not about always you being a stay-at-home wife and all that. If you have two people who are working and y'all agree that, hey, we're going to work, we're going to build our careers, we're going to put our heads together, we're going to do this, we're going to get our finances up, and then we're going to start a family. It's not that hard. They make it hard. You make it difficult with this mindset. Because I guarantee you, when you see women who are broke and don't make no money, they looking for them. If you got money and you want her and you want to, some of them, they be ready to go. some of them. But I'm just like, it's not that difficult. God, it's not that difficult. And they making it harder than it actually is. And I wouldn't want to have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on matchmakers and dating coaches and all this to find me one man. You can't find one man that want to be with you. That says a lot about you. What is it about you that you can't lock down a man and be in a relationship with him and create a family to the point you got to spend a lot more of your money going get a baby from some stranger, unknown source? Like, I'm just saying, it's weird. It's really weird. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's really weird. But once again, I come from the old school. You know what I mean? I'm old school. I've been married a long time. I come from a time when it was more simpler, to get in a relationship and build something with somebody and get married. I don't understand why they're making it so difficult, y'all. And it don't have to be. Azu, Maswala, thank you so much for the super chat. Says there must be some chemicals in these weaves. Oh my God, maybe. Oh, there really are in some of it. There's some truth to that for real. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. But it's weird. It's weird. Let's continue.
News came out that you were choosing to do that. I feel like there was like a visceral reaction to that.
Yeah. Are we seeing a pattern, ladies? A lot of visceral reactions.
Yeah. Because I think you push against and turn on its head a lot of beliefs that we've held close that we might not even have realized that we had. But single motherhood by choice.
Yes.
Was it scary for you? How did your friends react?
It wasn't scary for me. Not a lot scares me. Not a lot shames me. I want to say that part one more time.
Please.
Not a lot shames me. I'm a very difficult woman to shame. And my friends know this about me. So listen, I lost a couple of close friends in this process.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Good women, beautiful women, great mothers. But I believe that my choice in doing this, again, going back to the point I made earlier, that I can choose to do one thing. Intellectually, we can sit here as intelligent women and say, I hold the space for your choice and my choice. But I think deep down in corners we don't like to talk about or maybe even acknowledge exist, it feels like an indictment of some kind of the choice we have made and the way in which we have made it.
Because of shame.
Because of the shame. So I do believe that I had a couple of women in my life that felt that I did the wrong thing the wrong way. And especially women that look like us that hold very particular respectability politic around how Black motherhood should look.
Right.
You know what I mean? And how so much of our mother's generation and our generation is about reframing the welfare queen, the lazy, impoverished, struggle single mom. Like, if we're a generation that was supposed to eradicate that narrative, how dare I step voluntarily into what they saw as a replication of it?
But it's so funny because it's like there's two.
No, these are educated women. It's not about that. It's about the child having two parents, two stable parents, shall I say. It's not just about what you want, but it's about what's best for the child. Is this the best choice for the child? Where is the child's father? Because once again, these women only think about what they want and what they deem proper or what they deem best for what they want. Then is it really the best choice for the child? Children need stable parents. Children need, I don't care what nobody say. Now, how the children turn out or whatever, you can debate that or whatever. But statistics do show that children fare better with two stable parents, or the fathers do better than the single mothers. So it's about the child. How is this going to look for the child? And being these educated people, you should know about stats and how this works out and analyze all of this. And then, if you're really looking at all of that, you probably wouldn't have made that choice. And once again, why would it be so difficult to find a good man who wants to be a father and want to be with you and have a child with? Why it had to go this way? It doesn't make sense, y'all. Nightcall 411, thank you once again for the super chat. Says, with this ideology becoming more common in womanhood, DeeDee, it may be time to say most women instead of some women, as this mindset is becoming more widespread. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, by saying some, but you're absolutely right. And because more and more women are thinking this way, and it's comical in a sense, because you're moving this way, but you don't see great results happening because of it. You would think that if you see more and more women moving this way and they're struggling and having trouble, you would think, oh, hold on, let me figure out another way. Let me go another way because this ain't working. But they still following like they're blind, like just blindly following what I call the modern hood sister Bonnie crew, the Bonnie crew members of society. You're just following that, and it's not yielding any great results. But y'all just still blindly doing it. I don't understand it. But thank you, Nightcall 411. Once again, I appreciate you for the commentary. Successful MD says they all graduated with Tia along with honors from Dr. Umar's main campus at Griffith University. Oh my God. It was established in February 35th, 2057 is over. It is, child. It don't make no sense, Successful MD. Rightfully so. It doesn't. And they like to talk. Once again, thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you. Once again, a lot of these women want to sound so, I mean, I'm not saying just sound educated, but they're, they are educated on paper, but something is missing in the brain. I'm sorry. Something is missing in the brain. I'm just saying. Something is missing. And, and I could see it. What's going on, Blue X? Says Dee Dee, about to be 50. Yes, I am, and I'm excited about it. Oh my God. And I hopefully will be doing like a probably a early live on my birthday. My birthday is on the 26th, y'all. Your girl is turning 50 years. Oh, yes. Oh, Lord. God. And I'm excited about it. The big 50. I'm about to be half 100, y'all. Half 100. And I'm excited about it. Thank God. A lot of people didn't make it. They didn't make it this far. So I'm excited, actually. And I'm going to have a ball for my birthday. Yes, I will. Me and my husband. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing like an early live on my birthday, just to like I have a little celebration real quick for my 50th to share with you guys. And then, it won't be too long if I do it. I'm thinking I might. I don't know. We're going to see. But my birthday is on the 26th, which is and that's a Tuesday too. Usually I do lives on Tuesdays. So maybe I'll do one. But yes, my birthday is coming up. I will be the big 50, y'all. Half 100. Yes, and I'm excited. I definitely am. But back to the topic. Latrell M, thank you for the super chat, says the most insufferable thing about insufferable women is that they themselves have absolutely no idea they're being insufferable. Oh, They don't. They're caught up into themselves. It's called you're self-absorbed. They're self-absorbed. It's all about self. It's all about them. It's not about anybody else. It's all about what they want, what I want. I work hard. I put in my career, and I've done this and I've done that. And I want somebody to know who and what I am and not be intimidated by who and what I am. This is their mindset. It's like, it's all about them. It's not about any. So that's why it's difficult for them to stay in relationships and or to maintain relationships, because it's all about you. And you got to get out of your own head and stop thinking it's all about you. If you're successful in your career, that's a great thing. You worked and you work towards your goal and your dreams, that's great. But now you're missing out on other goals and dreams. You're missing out on sharing your life with a companion and building a family with a man, and y'all sharing life together. And that's the part that they're still craving and looking for, but they just don't know how to do it. And clearly, she's an example of somebody who's looking for it, because she wouldn't have a matchmaker and a dating coach and all of this, spending all this money if she wasn't looking for it. This is why I say, it's not that these women are successfully happy being single, because they're still looking for a man. They just don't know how to get one. And they don't understand why the men don't want them with all their degrees and all their success. Thank you, Latrell. I appreciate you once again. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. 8 billion people and she can't find a one man, right? Exactly. Azuma Swallow says, who gonna teach that child football? Just selfish. Child, listen, I think she said she has a daughter, but who's gonna teach her? You know what I'm saying? Like, child, I mean, I think children need two parents, stable mothers and fathers. I do. Thank you, Azuma Swallow. I appreciate you. Thank you, Maurice Walker. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Blue X. He says, happy early birthday. Mine's today. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, I was thinking about that, actually. I thought I had missed it. I forgot, y'all. Y'all know I be forgetting. Today is the 22nd. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. And be safe, but have fun. 36. Oh, my. You still young, in my opinion. But, yeah, shout out to you. Happy birthday. We got a little more 42. You thought I was no. How you thought I was 42? No. Thank y'all. Let's continue the rest of this babble.
Choosing single motherhood, and they're like, you're choosing single motherhood, like you're choosing the stereotype.
Well, I feel like there's a difference. It's like the difference between an immigrant and an expat.
Yes.
Same thing.
Exactly
They left your home to go pursue opportunities in another.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, but it's the intent and the circumstance behind it that changes everything. So you're not a single mother in the same sense of the way that it was seen as a negative thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that the same thing?
And again, intellectually, we can all know this, right?
Yeah.
But I can just tell you from my relationships with some of these women, and these were Black women who I'd known for 20, 30 years, they just felt, I think, really disappointed. Also, I think they looked at me as somebody who could have it all in a very traditional way, and they were very perplexed as to why I wasn't choosing that.
I also wonder if there were some thoughts about maybe it being selfish and you're not thinking of the child. Did you ever get those comments?
Of course, I get those comments on social to this day. And I think that people that dare even utter that, I don't want to be disrespectful here, but are not fully intelligent, because you can't be and have ever paid attention to me and not think that I have not overthought, overcalculated, overprepared for every aspect of Liberty's life. So the notion that I'm somehow moving forward haphazardly or without full and complete over consideration for all of her needs is lacking of intellectual thought.
No, I don't think it's lacking intellectual thought. I think people just understand, what children need. And you being this most it's more of a lack of intellectual thought on her part, in my opinion. Because being this successful woman, you don't understand that. And it does come off as a selfish thing, like I said, because you, of all people, should know that their child needs a father, a mother. Just like they need you, they need a father. And making the choice to become a single mother was not wise. And it wasn't of any intellectual thought process. The fact that you made up some stuff in your mind and made yourself feel comfortable with making that decision to say, oh, you thought about every aspect of her life. So what, are you going to go rent a father for her? Are you going to rent a man to play like her father? Like how are you going to manage that? You know what I'm saying? Are you just going to go hire people to be around her to give her the father experience? And so I think that's a projection, and that's on her, because she should know, of all people, with your intellectual mindset, that you should know that children need fathers. And it would have been better to not bring a child into the world in that manner than to do that, knowing that there could be deficits in her life, something that's beyond your control and beyond your money. Because children will ask you why they don't have a father. And what are you going to do? Oh, my mommy didn't choose to do that because I couldn't find any man who wanted to be with me. Like, what are you going to tell her? Are you going to tell her that, or some made up story? So, once again, it goes to this intellectual BS that doesn't make any sense, because this would prove that she's not intellectually wise in making that decision. So, once again, I just think there's nothing wrong with being an educated woman. Nothing wrong with it. There are a lot of good educated women out here, smart women doing great things. I respect it all, but I just think when it comes to women being selfish and wanting to do what they want to do, all of that goes out the window. But they'll use that to try to justify their choices and their actions when there's no justification. It is what it is. And you're not special. Just because you're educated doesn't mean that your child won't deal with certain deficits that other single mothers' children deal with as a result of the choices that they made, the poor choices that they've made. There's no difference from you using a surrogate and creating a child and saying, I'm intellectually smart and I have money, and so my child is going to be great. There are a lot of people who have a lot of money and made certain choices in life, and their money did not save their children from having issues and mental deficits and having issues that are beyond your control. You're not God. Your money doesn't make you a God. certain things still will affect your child, just like it affects other people's children as well. And it's not to say that just because you're a single mother that your child's the only one going to go through things. No, children in 2-parent households go through things too. So you're not exempt. Your child is not exempt from things that could possibly, go on with your child. So once again, but you want to try to give them the best outcome that there is, and just money alone is not that. We see a lot of people who have money for their children and you can provide for them perfectly, but they're on drugs and they're lost and they, want to delete themselves and all types of things. And so this is why I say, a lot of these conversations are just, it doesn't make sense, especially from the people who claim to be so educated and so smart and know it all. No, you have some deficits as well. There's some things that's missing. And this is why people make decisions that they make, because we are all not perfect, but they're delusional in their choices and they try to make excuses for why they're doing what they're doing. But you would call out somebody else and not want to be associated with somebody else who made poor choices. In her education and the things that she's accomplished, she probably wouldn't want to be sitting around a bunch of broke people, a bunch of people who don't have any aspirations or dreams or wanting to do anything. She would want to surround herself around like-minded folks, right? So once again, my point is, all of this is psychobabble. It ain't really saying much. You made a poor decision, in my opinion, and I'm not surprised that some of her friends walked away because they realized this was not the best choice. But why is it so difficult for you? This is the question that I would ask her. And why is it so difficult for you to find a man, one man out of all these men, to be with you and build a life with you, to the point where you got to outsource every single part of your life? And that's the question that I would ask. So you got to look within yourself. You got to look within yourself. That's all I'm saying. Night Call 411 says, this appears to stem from first world privilege, and this ideology fits more with companionship than relationships. Right. Today's connections seem divided into situationships, relationships, and companionships. Exactly. I mean, that's all you can get. You don't know how, when you're selfish, you don't know how to share. You don't know how to cooperate. You don't know how to do any of these things, because your world is centered around you. It's all about you. And I've been somewhat that person. This is why I could speak on it. You got to get out of your head and get out of yourself. You can't have a successful relationship when it's all about you. When a relationship takes two and it takes cooperation and compromise. I said it before. You can't get around that. This is why relationships fail, because people are selfish. You want to do what you want to do, and you don't want anybody to tell you nothing or compromise what it is you want to do. This is why women say, if it doesn't serve me, I'm out. Yeah, that means you don't want to compromise. You want everything to go your way, and if it doesn't, you out. Thank you, Night Call. I appreciate you once again for the support. Thank you. So, yeah, it just, thank you, Whitney. Says you look amazing, DeeDee. You don't look like you'll be 50 at all. Like, wow. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, it just doesn't make any sense, y'all. Rent a simp, right? Because I mean, what you gonna do? Rent somebody to come in and pretend? I mean, that's just insane. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. We got 190 people watching and 109 likes. Go ahead and hit the like button, y'all. Let's move on. I have another video that I want to share with y'all. Because even in this title, it says men. What does it say? Men don't need women. But I want to play this clip for y'all, if I can pull it up. And
These men will never tell you, but I will. Episode 3. Men do not need sex to emotionally connect. I am not only a guy who can and does deeply emotionally connect with partners before having to get in.
Hold on. I don't know why it does that. Hold on. I'm going to pull up the clip. And I want y'all to listen to this and let me know your honest opinions about this, y'all. Because this is something a lot of women don't want to hear. Because once again, when women think that the world revolves around them and men should be chasing them and men should be fawning over them and obsessed with them, and because they have vaginas, Hearing this is not a good news for the Bonnie Crew Society of America, okay? This is not good news for them, because if you can't lead with that for JJ and men aren't trying to mow you down for it and they have other options, child, this is going to be very upsetting for these Bonnie Crew Society members of America. Oh my God! I'm just saying. But let's get into it. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Thank you, God Flavor One. I appreciate you. Hit the like button, y'all. Here we go.
These men will never tell you, but I will. Episode 3. Men do not need sex to emotionally connect. I am not only a guy who can and does deeply emotionally connect with partners before having to get intimate with them, but I also have a degree in cognitive neuroscience. So I can tell you that the idea that men are just wired differently, that emotional intimacy for us has to come through physical intimacy first, that if you want him to open up, soften, and feel close to you, it has to go through sex. All of these are myths. Here's where the misunderstanding comes from. Yes, research shows that oxytocin, the bonding hormone, releases during sex for men. And yes, there are studies that show that men feel emotionally closer sometimes after physical intimacy. That is real. Okay, but here's what gets left out of the social media version of this research. Oxytocin also releases during meaningful conversation, during eye contact, when you're genuinely listened to, and during moments of real vulnerability between two people. Science doesn't say men bond through sex, it says they bond through connection. And for emotionally underdeveloped men, oftentimes sex is the only form of connection their nervous system knows how to access. That's a developmental gap, not a gender fact. This research has been cited so many times to justify why he needs to sleep with you before he can really open up, that it's basically become permission for cultural emotional unavailability. And nobody's calling out, but I am. Men not being able to be emotionally present without physical intimacy isn't biology, it's emotional immaturity. I have deep, meaningful, emotionally connected conversations with people I have zero physical relationship with every single day. I know how to sit with someone in their pain. I know how to be curious about someone's inner world. I know how to be present with someone in a way that has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on between my legs. And I'm not special. Any man that's done even a moderate amount of emotional work can do this. The men who tell you that they emotionally connect through physical intimacy are not telling you something about male neuroscience. They're revealing something about their own emotional development. They probably learned somewhere along the way that vulnerability is dangerous, and physical intimacy became the one loophole that their nervous system would allow. It feels close enough to connection that they stopped looking for the real thing. So what does it look like if an emotionally available man is actually connecting with you? You remember something small that you said 2 weeks ago and brings it back up. Not because he rehearsed it, but because he was actually listening. He asked you follow-up questions instead of waiting for his turn to talk. He's curious about you, not performing curiosity to get somewhere. He sits in a hard moment with you without trying to fix or redirect it. He can just be there, and that takes more emotional muscle than most people realize. He tells you something true about himself that he didn't have to tell you. Not to impress you or match your vulnerability, but just because the conversation went somewhere real and he stayed in it. He makes you laugh in a way that only works because he's paying attention to who you actually are. None of that requires a bedroom. It just requires presence. That's emotional connection, and a man who's capable of it will show it to you before anything else happens. Because for him, that's not the consolation prize on the way to something physical. That is the thing. The man who tells you that he can't emotionally connect without sex is not telling you something about men, he's telling you something about himself. Stop trying to earn emotional intimacy through physical access. The man who's right for you already knows how to show up for you without having to have that door open first. And if he doesn't, that's his work to do, not yours to enable. Follow for more things that men will never tell you, but I will.
The moment some of these men start to look at you as people and they don't like who you are as a person and they express that in a respectful way, the first thing some of you come to your brain with is, you don't like me, you must be gay.
For a lot of women, the only attention that they ever get from a man is when a man is romantically interested in them. And it's sad, but that's the reality for a lot of women. Like, you know how many times girls have said, oh, well, I knew you was gay. And it wasn't because of anything I ever did or anything I ever said or anything like that. When I asked them why, it was because, oh, well, you didn't try and holler at me. That's how I knew. And that really kind of sent the message, oh, that's kind of sad. Like, the only attention that straight men ever give you is when they're trying to holler at you. So whenever somebody's not trying to holler at you or showing you any type of romantic interest, you automatically assume he's gay. And it's kind of sad because a lot of girls say that they, don't want that. But there's this subsection, the same subsection of women who call dudes GL and gay for simply not liking them romantically are the same group of women that only have gotten attention from straight men when it was coupled by he wanted something from them romantically. I guarantee you were to look at the same group, you would see the parallel between the two. Yep. For some women, as bad as it may be, the only interest that they have had from men who don't want to have sex with them are gay men. A lot of women have never had a straight man truly show interest in them and not want anything from them.
At a point in my life, sex not even important to me. And because when you are a certain level of man, you don't ask a woman for sex. You're such an example of what a man is, you're gonna get that. I'm the type of man, if I date you and we go out on multiple dates, if you don't give me none, something wrong with you. You have to be the type of person that a woman wants to give herself to. If I help you become a better person, if I turn your kids from a gang member to a doctor or a nurse, you're gonna give me that. You got to be the type of man that a woman wants to give it to you. So real men on a certain level, we don't ask for this. Because I'm gonna be the type of man that you're gonna want to give it to.
The guys that I know that have a very high emotional maturity, they rarely look for sex. Like rarely. Right. Like if it's there, they'll take it, whatever. But they just want to just have the convenience of being able to talk to someone, right? And just have that company, you know. And obviously being with your boys all the time is not going to give you that, right? But they just want to feel stimulated on an emotional aspect with not necessarily having to go through like the hassle of being like in a relationship kind of thing.
Men have zero understanding of they think that sex is just a physical release. They get that men want sex, but they don't understand the depth of how important it is. That it's their primary way of emotionally connecting with you as a woman. We like to connect primarily talking, feeling seen, feeling heard, but just because it looks different doesn't mean that it's wrong. Are you finding that women when they're shaming, it's almost like they're shaming their men for actually
wanting it?
A desire. Like, why would you not want your husband to want to have sex with you? I don't get it.
But it's the glue of the relationship. It's so important. It's so needed. And I think a lot of women don't understand how important it really is. And again, it comes down to maybe trauma. They're not able to open up that way 100%, or they get tired, or it's hormonal, or the kids, or we're busy. But that brought you guys together in the first place, obviously. Like, you need to keep that alive always, and be spontaneous, be different, experiment a little bit, do something a little like risque that maybe you wouldn't do in the past. Like, but your partner needs to be that source of pleasure for you, and vice versa. Like, it's beautiful when you have that, and when you're open and vulnerable about the things that you want to do or try or experiment with your partner, and it's beautiful.
Let me give you a little game. Females always think a nigga just trying to baby, I don't give a about no. Look at me, pop out of both draw legs for a nigga like me. Only thing I care about is respect. Respect me, baby. That's what I want from you. Respect.
Lord have mercy. Oh my God. I mean, listen, a lot of truth was told. He was funny at the end, but I just think, it's just interesting. That's it's a lot of the dating issues that people have. I think a lot of it could be avoided if both women and men really just were really trying to get together for the right reasons. If you really just trying to, if you put all the BS aside, all this, I don't need a man, and all this, oh, you got to be 6 figures and all this, put all that to the side and look at a person for who they are, what you want. And what if y'all have the common goals to get together, build together, work together. In this economy, people got to work together these days, y'all. Oh my God. Ain't no you sitting down at home just chilling all day, not doing nothing, bringing nothing to the table. Like, come on, no. Both people got to work these days. If you ain't got a rich man or a man got enough money to pay for all the how expensive things are, baby, both of y'all gonna have to work. So work, bring them checks together, budget out your finances, make it work, build your life together, and make it simple. People are complicating it so much, and they making it into something that it never should have been. It is not as difficult, in my opinion, as people are making it. I think what makes it difficult is the expectations that people have. The expectations that people have, what they're looking for. I think women are super delusional. But then there are these times when some a percentage of men are delusional too. Because I asked this on this very panel one time. If you found a woman who was a 5, but she gave you everything that you wanted, she was cooperative, nice, loving towards you, gave you what you wanted, was a good woman, getting on your program, what'd you want? Some of these men like, well, I don't know, she got to have the booty, or she got to do that, she got to have this, she got to have, so I think there's a little bit of delusion in everybody for the most part. So, you know, and it's not everybody, but there's some. You could find a good woman, but if she don't look completely like you expect her to look, oh, you don't want her. But might be everything that you need. So I think there's a little bit of delusion on each side, because like Aunt CEO, shout out to Aunt CEO, said, hey, you could turn a what do you say, a 5 into a 6 or a 6 into a 7 or something. Like you could help to make her look better. That's an easy fix. If she's nurturing, loving, and giving you all the things that you need, that should be the attraction. And I know, men are visual creatures. They got to be attracted to one. But I mean, the same thing I say about women. What is the attraction level? Is it more of a outer physical thing, or more of an inner thing? And I'm not saying she got to look like lizard skin. But what I'm saying is she could be, might not be the most attractive, but she got some attraction level to her, and she's attractive in all the right ways. Do you pass her up, or do you accept her? Especially if the majority of women are superficial and you can't even get access to them women. Do you accept the woman who may not be aesthetically as pleasing, but she's willing to do everything else in the right way? What do you do? Because, some things, a great package is not always what you want it to look like. It may not look as good on the outer, but it has everything else you need for a stable relationship, life. I mean, could be the best woman you've ever met. She just may not look like, the most attractive woman that you've ever met. So this could be the dilemma for some men as well. Just like it's the dilemma. We know it's a dilemma for most women, because the guys that will be the right type of guys and give them what they're looking for, they're not attracted to them because they have a certain, their type. I say this, your type is why you don't have nobody. Because you're looking for a certain aesthetic type, and that type is not the best for what you're looking for. You can't force them into and make them into no amount of money in the world is going to make a woman be what you want her to be. She gonna take your money and still be who she is, and then question you as to why you trying to change her. So you can't make a hoe into a housewife. It ain't gonna work. If she's a hoe, she like hoeing. She don't want to be inside. If she got that banging body, she don't want to just have her banging body tucked away in the house with you. If she's not there for you, she got all the curves and the booty that you like and the face and all the aesthetics, but she ain't gonna be loyal to you for the most part if that's not who she is. She want to be in the street shaking her booty, twerking on the table, showing everybody what she working with. That is a dilemma, and I think that's for a reason, because I think we have to look at the bigger picture. What is it that you really want? Do you want the big booty hoe? Say that then. But then the big booty hoe is not gonna be loyal to you. I'm just saying. Oh my God. The big booty hoe is going to be for the streets, honey. And if you okay with her being for the streets, but you can get a piece of her, then just say that then. Because she might come home to you, but after she finished being with everybody else outside. But you get that big booty hoe, you get to rub on the booty and do all that stuff to her, but everybody else going to be doing it to her too. Oh my God. So which one you want? Do you want a loyal? But I think a lot of people, you want a big booty hoe that's loyal. You want a big booty, cute in the face, body banging, twerk on you, give you all, swing you from the chandeliers, do everything to you, and you want her to be loyal to you. And you want her to get on your program. And you want her to sit at home and cook and clean with a big booty, out just for you. She locked in the house, you come home, ooh, my big booty hole right there for me. That don't work like that. It just don't work like that. Right. It don't work like that. But I think in a perfect world, I think some men will want that. You want this woman who she do it for you every time. She ain't holding back. She giving you everything that you want, and you going out, you'll work for her and pay all the bills. As long as you got her locked in the house, she can't go outside. She can't do a goddamn thing. She got to be there for you and loving and nurturing, doing all these things. That's what some men are delusional in that aspect too. Now, let's be honest. Some men want that too. You want the big booty, the cute face, the loyalty, the nurturing, the loving, all this stuff just for you. Just for you. Marry her. But the package don't usually come like that. So that's why I say there are some men who are a little delusional too. This is why, look, we know men who have tried to change hoes into housewives and it did not work out because they love hoeing. They love being outside. They don't want to be just relegated to just you. Now, they'll put you on their roster if that's what you want, but to have a loyalty amongst these types of women, it don't work. The same way they say the most attractive women might be selfish, might be self-absorbed, might be conceited. They might, you know what I mean? They might have some issues because they know they look good. So do you want to deal with a combative, beautiful woman? She's beautiful, but she don't really like you and she disrespecting you or treating you bad. Like, so y'all have to make a decision. A woman who may not be as attractive, and it's just all of this exists. Because I see some booger wolves who look bad and they be really thinking they the best thing since sliced bread to be disrespecting people. So that happens too. But more than not, you'll have more attractive women who know that they have the pick of the litter, so they act a certain way. And if you're not completing what they want, they may treat you funny, but they'll stick around because you got something to offer them. But they may not really want you. So that's what I'm saying. Usually you might find a woman who is not the most aesthetically pleasing, facially wise or physically, but she might give you everything else. Don't mind, being with you intimately or as much as you want and cooking and doing all the things. But will you go for her? Because I've had men say they would not. I asked the question if they got a flat butt, but she got everything else. Which, oh no, I need the booty. Okay. Where has that gotten you? Because you had the booty and it left you. I'm just saying. Oh my God. Captain Caveman, thank you for the super chat. It just came in. All I have to say is it may not be the most important thing, but I'm going to need that gift God created for me. LOL. Oh my God. Thank you, Captain Caveman. I hear what you're saying. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. A 4 is acceptable in that case. Gotcha. Captain Caveman says, once again, they used to say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, but I'm going to need that housewife to turn into a hoe when needed, child. Oh, now, God. Listen. See, y'all know the saying, right? How men, you want a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed. Y'all have heard that before, right? If that's your wife, you know what I'm saying? And she's pleasing you the way you want to. But I'm saying she may not, you know what I'm saying? She may not, how you say? You said you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, but I'm going to need the housewife to turn. I mean, come on. I mean, if that's your woman and y'all got it going on like that, I mean, to me, that should be worked out. That should be acceptable because it's just with you, but you don't want a hoe, a real life one who's hoeing with everybody and then come home and bring it to you. I don't think you want that. But if she's, just for you, that's a totally different story. I understand. Thank you, Captain K, man. I appreciate you once again. Yeah, I mean, she's loyal to you. She's at home and she's actually, but she may not look like, you know what I'm saying? But all the hoes in the street don't look good, These women be having big stomachs and stretch marks, and some of them be, they don't always, because I didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been to a strip club, to be honest with y'all. I'm not interested. And that's for men. I know women have gone to some strip club. I've never been to a strip club, don't desire to go or whatever. But from what I've heard, them strip clubs be having women with knife scars. They be got stabbed. They be big. They don't be looking like the ones you see on TV. I don't know, have y'all ever seen it, but yeah, all of these stripper hoes or whatever don't look all appealing. Some of them, they might have a cute face, but some of them some of them places, they be looking a little toe down. I don't know. From what I heard, like, so they ain't all fit and just with big fake boobs and fake butts and flat waists. No, some of them be big. Some of them even be pregnant strippers. So I ain't never been to no strip club, but from what I heard, they be looking stabbed up and stuff. Oh my God. They be looking a little, maybe it's the clubs that they talk. Maybe it's certain clubs. Maybe it's the hood clubs. I don't know. Because don't the stripper clubs be like in the hood? Where they be at? I don't know. Are there some exclusive ones, right? But they say maybe it's the rough around the edges ones. They be in there looking toe up, but just shaking ass on there and swinging around the pole. But they be a little busted. But anyway, child, I don't know how I got to that. But I don't know, because we just assume the strippers and the hoes, because to me they're one and the same. That's just my thoughts. I know some people say they're stripping for school, but I don't know. I feel like stripping and hoeing is all the same thing. But they don't. I was assuming they all look so great and all. No, some of them just have big asses but their face be looking like dinosaurs, and then they be fat and with stab wounds. Is what I heard. I don't know, child. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not getting into that. I don't know about all that. D, I thought you were 38. Welcome to the 50 Club. Yes, I will be 50 on the 26th. Not there yet, but I'm close enough. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm excited. Yes. Child, I feel like I made it, child. Shit. Come from the hood. This is a blessing. I'm just saying. Thank you, Captain K, man. I appreciate you. Trey want Bernice Burgos. Right. He wanted to Bernice. Child. Right. Child, if y'all worried about body counts and all that, you don't want to go the whole route. I'm just saying, because they be active and they not trying to. They wasn't a hoe at once. They still are. Like once you done taking that route, child, it's like an alcoholic. You know, you got to take one day at a time. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I was thinking about something. You got to take one day at a time. You know, they always say, addicts. You always, and I'm not making fun of that, but I'm just saying, even they'll tell you, you got to take one day at a time because you could always relapse. Same thing about the hoes. They say they done, but you can't trust it because they may relapse and they might be with you when they do. Like, they get that itch and the urge to be outside. It's over, and if you don't want that, you don't have to deal with that psychologically because some men have broken down. Some men have really lost their mind dealing with these women because they were in love and these women just wouldn't stay loyal. They couldn't. And they're like, why would you? Literally niggas crying over these hoes. Like, oh my God, how could you do this to me? How could you not know she was going to do that? Like, come on, y'all. This is why I say some men are delusional too, y'all. It's a fair game over here. Some of these men are delusional too. You really be thinking that this woman could change. You really literally thought you could take a hoe and change to a housewife. You can't. No, because they like to do that. So best bet, you better find you a decent woman who will give you what you want, but she may not be as cute, but she'll do. Because ain't nothing out here unless you want to share it. You want to share, you know what I'm saying? Yours Eric TV says marriage is dead, not dating leftovers. So you're like, okay, that's I think a lot of men feel like that. Y'all don't want to date no leftovers. Cool. And my thing is, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, but enjoy your life and just be happy with where you are. Thank you, yours Eric TV. I appreciate you. Hell, I get it. Successful MD says, DeeDee, men don't want a female flavor. Well, listen, shit. I mean, shit. She might look like Flavor Flav, but if she got all of the other qualities, what you gonna do? Just tell her put some sunglasses on. Shit. Tell her put some sunglasses on, and if you want these beautiful women, and they be entitled, and they don't want to give you none. They talking to you stupid. You know what I'm saying? Treating you bad. Y'all just be running, thinking, she'll get it together, and they don't never get it together, then she leave you. The Flavor Flav lady might stay there and be loyal and give you you rock your damn world, and you'll be like, damn, I need to check out the Flavor Flav chicks more often. Oh my God. Shit, what do you want? Do you want good loving? She might give you good loving, cook good, everything, but she just look like Flavor Flav. Come on now, you can't get past that? I'm just saying. Well, I mean, certain things don't matter. What do you want? So that's what I be saying. That's the same way I be telling women, look, come on, y'all being unrealistic now. The man don't need to be 6 feet tall. They be talking about stuff that you can't change. Like you can't change your height. I mean, there's height surgery, but who's doing all that? So you're disqualifying a man because he's 5'9". Like, come on now, that's just stupid. It don't make no sense. Yours Every TV says 4s think they're 10s. Now, so why not be with the 10s? Right. Look, everybody think they're 10. 400-pound women think they're 10s. It's just it's the most delusional thing I've ever seen. They think that they're 10s and they expect the most from a man. I'm like, come on now you can't be that delusional. Thank you, Yois Every TV. Once again, I appreciate you. And if you can be with the 10, go ahead, be the 10. If the 10 wants you, if she want to be with you, well, okay. Cabin Caveman says roast beef hanging out. That's what I heard. Roast beef. Oh my God. Shit, right. All kinds of stuff. Man, baby, listen, I heard some stories. I've never been to a strip club, but I've definitely heard some stories, child. I'm like, okay. Thank you, Captain K, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, Frank G Life. I appreciate you. Yois Every TV says, I'm still in hood project, baby. I'm still in hood. You still a hood project, baby, is what you're saying? Yours Every TV. Thank you for the super chat, though. I appreciate you. Child, I come from the hood too. I come from the projects too. I wasn't born in the projects, but I come from it. Thank you, Eric TV. Once again, Night Call says the issue I've noticed is many women, regardless of looks, were never taught healthy relationship values and expect men to teach them, while not wanting to teach a man themselves. So let me read this again. The issues I've noticed in many women regardless of looks, were never taught healthy relationship values, facts, and expect men to teach them, okay, while not wanting to teach a man themselves. That's interesting. I realize a lot of people, I do realize that a lot of women were not taught, a lot of people in general, men and women, weren't taught how to be in healthy relationships. And a lot of us grew up seeing very toxic, relationships, and we base our relationship experiences on what we've seen. And a lot of what we've seen, weren't healthy relationships. So you just think that that's just what a relationship is going to be. What I've seen was with women don't want a man to try to teach them anything. A lot of them don't want you to tell them anything. And look, I don't think most people have the tools to actually teach folks how to be in relationships because they don't even know. Most women and men a lot of times don't know what it actually takes to have a healthy, stable relationship. A lot of people think they know until they get into the relationship and they realize what they thought is not working. Because in your mind and when you're by yourself, that theory works out. But when you're dealing with somebody else, you gotta, even if they are a good person, you can't gauge their mental and how they think and how they see things. So it could clash to a degree. What people need to learn is how to understand one another, understand a person's perspective. You need to know how this person was raised. You need to know if there's any traumas that they were raised with or things that happened to, and understand their life and how they think and how they see things, how they see you, how they see the world, because all of that has an effect on the relationship. Learn how they communicate, because people, a lot of times relationships don't work because of the communication style or the lack thereof. You don't know how to communicate. Some people run away from issues. They don't know how to address them, don't know how to attack them. Some people are very quiet. They don't express themselves. So you don't know what this person is thinking. They don't tell you and they just shut down. Some people shut down. So there's a lot of different factors that play into why relationships don't work and why they're not healthy, because most people, I ain't gonna say nobody, but most people aren't taught that, both men and women. So you have a perception of what you think is going to work based off of what you've seen, but based off what your homeboys have told you. Women are listening to other single women tell them stuff, and they thinking going into a relationship thinking that is the case. And they're taking certain talking points and they're using it as a way to determine whether a man is a good man or whether a woman is a good woman when you haven't had the experience. The same way they'll say, there's this saying that if a man doesn't like his mother, then if he doesn't love his mother, how can he love you? But there are men who've had tumultuous relationships with their mothers, but they know how to love the woman that they're with. They don't necessarily have a relationship with their mothers, but they're good husbands and good fathers to their children and good husbands to their wives. So all of that stuff isn't true, but people take that as truth and they apply it, and it doesn't work. Oh, he's the problem. See, she was right. Or see, my boy told me about her. She was right. He was right, but he had nothing to base it on. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, but this is why you have to really have the conversation with the person that you're trying to date. Talk normal to them. Not all this robotic fake shit. Just like, look, hey, what you really want? Get down and don't lie about it. You have to be honest. That's why I say honesty is the key, because if you can talk to somebody and ask them what it is that you don't have to, I'm not judging you. I don't care. But I want to know what's your past, what it is that you want. What do you really want? Don't tell me what you think I want to hear, but tell me what it actually is. And that way, maybe you can get somewhere where you can determine whether this is a good fit or not. People need to be honest, because people be lying. You be lying about what you want, what you don't want, and it's not the truth. And then that makes that means you lie to the person. They under the assumption that is what you are and who you are. And then when y'all get in a relationship, the true colors come out, and boom, that ain't gonna work. So I just think people need to be honest. Thank you, Night Call 411. Once again, I appreciate you. Latrell says, Dee, what you laughing at? I don't know what I was laughing at first, but something was funny. I done forgot now, Latrell. I be thinking of stuff and it just make me laugh. My bad. I don't know what I be laughing at. Sometimes I forgot. Shit, I don't know. It'd be so much in my head. Anyway. Jamil, what's going on, Jamil? Thank you for the super chat. It says, my 4 was the best relationship I ever had. What happened? Why did y'all break up? Why did y'all break up, Jamil? Thank you for the super chat. Why did y'all break up? Successful MD says, men want their kids to look normal, Dee. Stop. Oh, my God. What you mean, normal? Right. I get what you saying. So you want attractive children. That's what you're saying. You don't want children that look like lizard skin. I'm just saying. I don't know who look like lizard skin, but child. Thank you, Successful MD. Jamil says, was down bad then, but it ended up all right. LOL. What that mean? Jamil, what you mean was down bad then, but it ended up all right? LOL. So what does that mean? I'm not fully sure of where you're coming from. Captain Caveman says, Robin Harris said, get you a Flavor Flav woman. You go out, she be like, where you going? You say, B, I'm going to the moon. She'll say, okay, you be careful. What the hell? Y'all crazy as hell. Listen, I'm a little slow, baby. I don't be getting what y'all be saying all the time. But y'all crazy as hell. I know that. Anyway, thank you, Captain K-Man. I appreciate you. Child, Jamil says GTA 6 comes out November 19th. Women really gonna be lonely as hell then, LOL. Not me. Not me. My sons have those things. My husband don't be into all them games like that. He had one that he played a lot, but he not into video games, so I don't have that issue like that. And if he did play them, I wouldn't have the issue either. Successful MD says those women hate directness. It's kryptonite, child. Thank you, Successful MD, once again. Avenge the Ancestors. What's going on? How are you? Says, hello, Queen DeeDee and Room Be First. What's going on, Avenge the Ancestors? I hope all is well with you. Thank you so much for being here. Jamil says, I was broke as hell and needed a place to stay, Miss DeeDee. LOL. Now, there you go. Well, at least you honest about it. So you was broke. You needed a place to stay. But she was a 4. That was a 4. But she was a good woman. See, y'all be missing out. Y'all be missing out. Thank you, Jamil. I appreciate you. Yours Eric TV says, if she has kids out of wedlock, does not automatically disqualify. Now, are they leftovers? To me, yes. What you think? So if she has kids out of wedlock, does that automatically disqualify? Now, are they leftovers? To me, yes. What do you think? Look, that's for y'all to determine. You know what I mean? I don't want my sons with women who have a bunch of children. No, because they don't have kids. That's something that y'all gotta determine. If you are a man and you have kids and you okay with a woman with kids, okay. But if you don't have kids and you don't want a woman with 3 baby daddies and all that, then that's your choice. You have every right to your choice. I think this is man specific. Whatever you choose and whatever you want for your life, can you take care on all of that and take care of all of that? That's up to you to decide. Does she look that good to where you be willing to risk it all and do it? That's on y'all. I wouldn't recommend it per se. Not with no multiple children and multiple baby daddies. Hell no. I always say if she has one child, that might be an exception. One, because and she's ain't been in the streets and all that. She's a good woman. She got to be a good woman and knows how to be in a relationship or whatever. Maybe, but that's up to men to determine. I can't say. I'm not a man. I don't got to pick. Y'all the ones who have to pick. So if it's up to you. But thank you, yours, Eric TV. I appreciate you. Remain Stainless 757 says, happy 50. I'm not 50 yet, but I'm almost there. But thank you. It says, Dee, I'm a big fan of your channel. Will definitely grow. What do you think of talking to women and men like Kevin Samuels and Ant CEO? I see you doing that and need more women like you to do it. I love Ant CEO's channel. I think he's as direct as he can be, and I think the way he talks to and explain himself to women is necessary. I think he does a really good job. I'm recently new to his channel, but I love what he's doing. And, it does remind me of Kevin Samuels in a way, but a younger version and even a little different, not quite the same, but he definitely is very direct. He knows what he's saying. And I think he could help a lot of women if they're open and willing to listen. So I love stuff like that. I talk to women, and men, but not in a sense like Kevin Samuels, but, I think there are women who follow me and they, they hear my points and my talking points and stuff, and it's getting through to them. So I think the messaging is there, and I think some women are willing to listen and willing to learn from it, but then there are others who won't and just call us pick-me's, which is okay. But I love it. I love to see people who are being honest and telling the truth as much as they can, and giving some real knowledge and wisdom on what is real, not this delusional fake stuff that just tell people what they want to hear. No, because that doesn't help. We all have our way of giving our talking points and saying what we want to say or displaying what we believe and what we think and giving our opinions. But I think I think it's important to put the message out there, because there's a lot of delusional stuff out there. A lot of places you can go where people are just telling you good stuff and telling what you want to hear. Yes, girl, you can manifest that man. No matter if you got 6 kids, 6 baby daddies, it don't matter. Your past don't matter. There are women who are giving this information to other women, and it's making them more and more delusional. It's furthering the problem. So I love to see people who are honest and truthful and giving people something that they can actually learn from and use, as opposed to just selling them a lie and a dream and a manifestation that ain't gonna never happen. No. So yeah, I love it. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Jamil 843 says, again, we had a great agreement. Still good friends. Okay. Thank you, Jamil. I appreciate that. I don't know why I can't say this word. Corporal ST Smith Jones 9772 says, successful MD is correct. Have you seen their arms and hands with tattoos all over their bodies in a Martin Lawrence voice? What did he say earlier? I don't even know what he said, but yeah, the tattoo thing is just crazy. Especially the neck tattoos. Have y'all seen the neck tattoos? They got tattoos all over their necks and stuff. That doesn't look appealing at all, child. But thank you for the super chat, Corporal. I appreciate you. I want to move on. Christopher Jackson, 6860. Thank you for the generous super chat. Says, Dee Dee, you're always keeping it real. It's good to hear the opinions of someone who gets it. Also, when I found out you were in your 40s, I was in disbelief. I thought you were like 25, child. Oh my God. Child, I have a 25-year-old. Oh my God, that's very. I don't think I look 25, but I'll take it. But yeah, I'll be 50 in a couple of days, child, and I'm excited about it. Yeah, but I think it's sleep. I don't smoke. I never drink, smoke. I sleep. I try to get my sleep, and I'm inside. Okay, and so maybe that's helped me over the years. Thank God, because hell, we want to age, but we want to age gracefully. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I appreciate it, and look. If any tidbit I could give to any women, look, moisturize. Hell, and a little makeup ain't gonna hurt. I wear makeup. I don't wear a lot of it, and I don't wear it every day. But a little makeup for special occasions or, whatever. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but moisturize. Wash your face, clean your face, moisturize, exercise. That's helpful too. And sleep. People be like, I don't got time to sleep. Shit, yes, you do. You better. Because if I don't sleep, child, that 50 gonna show. I'm just saying. I got to get some rest because I will get bags underneath my eyes. So I have to sleep. Sleep is important. So getting some rest, resting yourself, not stressing yourself out. Eat better. Eating healthier and exercise is always good. I don't always do it, but it's always good. And that's it. Moisturize your skin and stay stress-free. Relax. Smile. Stop being all uptight because being uptight and stressed out make you look old. And drinking and smoking make you look old. That smoke ages you. So that's it. That's my advice for aging right there. Thank you though, Christopher Jackson. I appreciate you so much for being here, and thank you so much for supporting the channel. Oh my God, Manversations 2020 podcast. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Jamil says random. But had to drop the chicken lady. Oh Lord. She got arrested and tried to blackmail.
Oh my God.
You crazy as hell. What
Oh my God.
What's wrong with you? You need help. No. She got arrested and tried to blackmail you. Leah, yes, Lord. Jamil is what you mean? The chicken lady. You said the lady was going into the store getting you some meat. You a hot mess. You a hot mess, baby. I can't. Successful MD says they even have tattoo edges. Exactly. That is a real thing. Successful tattoo edges is horrible. Horrible. Oh my God. Y'all are crazy. Blue X says he quit drinking exactly 4 years ago. Wow. Wow. Congrats to you. I don't drink. I mean, I've had an occasional wine cooler and that had me lit. So I can't even do too much of that. Occasional, wine cooler. I don't drink. We don't buy alcohol. Like my husband doesn't drink either, but he has like, he's not a drinker, but he's had a drink before for sure. Jamil says, them people came to my job and
oh my God.
Wait, who came to I can't. You making me weak. I can't do that. I gotta compose myself. Who came to your job? Oh my God. Oh my God. No. You better stop. Good thing. Wait a minute. Wait. He said them people came to his job, baby. You a hot mess. A hot mess. Oh my God. Okay, we gotta move on, y'all. I can't even speak. This is insane. Frank G Life, shout out to you. Said I stopped drinking 3 years ago and I'm good. Good for you. All right. Cause baby, the alcohol, I can't do it. I don't know how drinkers drink. Alcohol is nasty as hell. Thank you, Jamil. I appreciate you. Oh, Lord, have mercy, Jesus Christ. I can't. Okay, we got to move on. Oh, okay, I got another clip I want to share, y'all. We passed the 2-hour mark, but I want to play this next one. Y'all know we got to end with. Y'all should know by now, child. We gonna play this one. It's another one I need to share that I thought was interesting, child. Let's get into it. Yours Eric TV says, I thought I was chopped cheese until start getting until I get started. Wait, I thought I was chopped cheese until start getting asked why am I single. They say I'm medium chop with nice features. Who say that? So the women tell you that you're medium chop with nice features? What is medium chop? They mean medium ugly? I'm just saying, that what you mean? That's crazy, child. Yo, it's Eric TV. Shout out to you. Who's telling you that? Like, these people are crazy. Well, are you gonna tell somebody that medium chop with nice features? How does that look? Like, I need to see a picture. Thank you, yours, Eric TV. I appreciate you. Jamil says, God ain't through with me.
Oh my God.
Okay. I believe you. You got some work. Still got some work to do on you, for real. You gonna get it. You gonna make it through. You know what I'm saying? God got you. You got it. You gonna be all right. Thank you, Jamil. I appreciate you. Slim Daddy 9 says, wait, I can't even say happy B-Day. It is not my B-Day yet on the 26th. But thank you. Happy B-Day, fellow Gemini. In my honest opinion, hyenas are getting a more harsh KS since they didn't listen the first time. Ant will cuss them calmly. Yes, he will. Listen, I'm gonna do a reaction to I saw one of his videos. I'll probably do live and share it with y'all because, yeah, he be going off. Listen, I saw this recent one that I'm going to do it live with, and we're going to go through it together. Speaking of him, because, listen, he do be going off. I enjoy his content the same way I enjoy Kevin Samuels because he be telling the truth, and they don't like it. So I am here for it. Love his content. And I told him that because he popped up on my live one day, and I was like, love the content. Had to let him know, child. Thank you, Slim Daddy 9. I appreciate you. Latrell M says, don't forget tattoo baby hairs. LOL. Right. That's insane to me, child. I see the tattoo baby hairs. They be doing it because the wigs to pull all the edges out, Latrell. Thank you, Latrell. It's been 3 years plus for me. Oh, wow. This is amazing. Yeah, the wigs pull all the edges out, so you gotta do the fake ones now, child. Hit the like button, y'all. Here we go.
Oh my God. Hey, Kendra. Hey, baby. You looking for love? You ready? Ooh, wait, what happened? Your Bluetooth. It's your Bluetooth, baby girl.
Oh my God.
Me. It's your Bluetooth, honey.
Kendra G Singles, the dating app, is available now on iPhones and Android phones.
Oh.
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
Vicky Monster.
I can hear you. Okay, what's your name, love?
My name's Victoria.
Your name Victoria.
My life like this way. I'm so
Okay.
happy.
How old are you? Oh yeah, we got an echo. Do you have me on the Bluetooth still?
Okay. I took my AirPods out. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah, I have my AirPods in.
How old are you, Victoria? Yes.
31.
31. Where are you calling me from?
I'm calling from Vegas, but I'm from Chicago. So I live in Vegas.
But you live in Vegas. Okay. Yeah. And what do you do for a living?
I work for a group home with like adults with like an IQ of like 70 or below.
Okay, a group home. I just put work for a group home. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Night Call 411. Thank you once again for the super chat. Says, would you do a video on single mothers and adoption in serious relationships? Many discuss dating women with children, but not when adoption of her kids becomes part of the conversation. I mean, yeah, I could talk about it, but once again, that's one of those things where we just watched a video of a man, black guy, who married this white woman and adopted her 4 kids, if I'm not mistaken, and then they had 2 together, but then she left him. So she divorced him, and now he has to pay child support for 6 children, if I'm not mistaken. Because she had 4, so black man and a white woman. This white lady had 4 children, 4 or 5, one of them. And then they had two kids together. So now he adopted the kids, so they're his children. Now he has to pay now she left him. Now he has to pay child support for 6 children. So, like anything else, that's a risk within itself. Just like any marriage or any other situation, you could, the woman could decide, wake up and look over at you and say, oh my God, I can't stand you. I want a divorce. She could wake up one day and say, I'm done. This don't serve me and I'm out, and then want child support from you. So, I mean, it's no different. I mean, most men don't want to even accept women with children, but if you do, would you want to adopt them? You still may be even liable in some states to pay child support for those kids if you've been providing for them. So there's a risk in either way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's something I don't know if I would condone that, but you know, people gonna do what they want to do. It's not something I would condone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, everything is sketchy nowadays. You don't know who to trust, why people are doing what they're doing. They could fake it till they make it. You know, it's a sticky situation, especially for men, in my opinion, because a lot of women are out here to finesse men left and right. They'll seem like they're the best woman in the world. And then when they get what they want, they will drop you like a bad habit and don't give a damn about you or the kids. So that's something I would not condone. But once again, people do it and then they find out the hard way. So yeah, I think it's a conversation to be had, but it's interesting when I see that because once again, women will say, "Oh my God, that's a real man." Because when they first posted that man marrying that woman and adopting her kids, people were like, "Now see, that's the type of man we want." Yeah, of course you do, because it benefits you. And he gonna take care of them. But then when you get mad and you want to leave, there's no loyalty in that. There's no real commitment in that. In that, a lot of times with the women, this is why I say the women have to do the most work because there's no loyalty anymore. Their feelings dictate how they move. And if you dealing with somebody where their feelings determine which way they go, you in for a horrible situation. That's not no, because there's no real logical reasoning behind their choices. They just do whatever they feel. And this is where they make a lot of mistakes. And this is why men are skeptical about being in relationships with women and doing these types of things, because it's not, more than likely, it's not going to benefit you. But very good question though. Thank you, Night Call 411. Once again, I appreciate you. Yeah, that's that's look scary. Slim Daddy 9 says, why entertain vampires? Exactly.
Oh my God!
Child, I don't want to be nowhere around no vampires. You know who gonna drain you dry, suck you dry, not in the way y'all like. You know, just take everything that you work for. That's the way. You don't want that. I'm just saying. Thank you, Slim Daddy 9. I appreciate you. Let's continue.
And so Victoria, 31, Taurus, lives in Vegas, works for a group home. You have any kids, honey?
I got 3.
How old are your 3 kids?
11, 9, and 5.
11, 9, and 5. Are about the same man?
No, my first son father got killed when he was 1.
Oh, no.
My second child, which is my daughter, her father been in prison since I was pregnant with her. She 9. He don't get out until 2036. So my last child, which is my 5-year-old, we co-parent, so he go to school from my house. He get him weekends, holidays, birthdays, school breaks. So yeah.
Oh wow, okay. So but you're not, so it's 3 men?
Yeah, 3.
Okay, and the 5-year-old, you said he's the one, because one passed away, one's in jail, right?
Yeah, and then the other one I co-parent with. He's like married, but he go like to his house or whatever.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
I was engaged to my 5-year-old dad, but we never made that out.
Okay. Okay. Why don't you guys get married?
Because all my kids' fathers is like 10 years older than me, so it was just like at that time I was in my 20s, he was in his 30s. He had been there, done that. I was still doing that, and it just never worked. Like, he a good father, he a good man. It's just I was still outside.
You were still outside. Okay. Yeah. So you taking some responsibility?
Yes, he takes care of him.
No, sure. I say you're taking some responsibility.
Oh yeah, I take full responsibility. He was ready to settle down. I wasn't.
This is the 5-year-old dad.
Yeah, this is the 5-year-old.
And you still don't want to settle down with him?
He's married. Yeah.
Girl, what was wrong with him? He wanted to be a husband. You didn't want to marry him.
I know. I was young though. He was like in his 30s. I was in my early 20s. I'm living in Vegas. I just turned 21. It was just like.
No, you said the 5-year-old. I thought.
Yeah, we was together 5 years.
But you're 31, so he was 26, not 21.
Well, I mean, not 21. I just turned 21 in Vegas. I was still living my life. I wasn't really, trying to be out. I wasn't trying to settle down.
But you had 2 kids then, right?
Yeah, I had 2 kids then. Yeah.
And you still wasn't trying to settle down?
No. I
Are you
know,
trying to settle down?
Kendra.
Okay, so Victoria, are you trying to settle down now?
Yeah, I'm trying to settle down now.
Oh, girl, now you want to
Yeah.
settle down.
Right.
I know, but look, you live and you learn, right? So I learned, and now I'm just trying to figure it out.
Let me get to
But
know you more. Okay, so we got Victoria, 31. You said you're a Taurus?
yeah,
What's your birthday?
April 24th.
Oh, you were April. That's why you were April Taurus. I'm a Matrix.
Yeah,
She's from Chicago, but lives in Vegas, works at a group home, mom to three by three men, never married. What kind of
right.
man you looking for, honey?
Well, one that's like to do what I like to do. One that's spontaneous. Very got communication skills.
You said one that like to do what she like to do. What the hell is that mean?
Oh my God!
One that like to do what I like to do. What is that? What the one that like to do what I like to do? Delusional.
I'm so nervous. Hold on. Good communication skills, loyal, family oriented. Like to just do things, go out.
Do what you
But like to be in the house, like when it's time. I don't know. Somebody like me, I guess. I'm just like I like to.
Good communication skills is what you're looking for, ma'am.
Oh my God!
I don't know if you have them, but you're looking for it. A projection. You want a man with good communication skills because you lack those communication skills, boo-boo-key.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
We see why you need good communication skills from him because, good Lord, you say you want a man who like to do what you like to do. What is that? Let's continue.
Cuddle, but I like to be outside.
So he got you like a man to be outside and in the house. You want to cuddle and be outside? What are we saying? Make it make sense, ma'am. Let's continue.
Like somebody to have fun with, but like get money with too. I don't know how to explain it, but
Okay. Should he? What are your deal breakers?
a liar, baby mama drama, because I don't have that. I don't have that type of drama in my life.
Well, I mean, God forgive me and rest in peace, but one of them dead and the other one in jail. And the other one, I guess, is okay. So you wouldn't have baby mama, no drama there. You the baby mama. You ain't got the drama for the two of them ain't around.
And men with no money, like you gotta have some money. Like I pay like $4,000 in bills a month, so you gotta have a little paper.
Thank you, the dude from Fairfax. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Is it expected that he pays your bills?
No, because I pay my own bills. But like if I need something, like if I be like, dang, I don't get paid until such and such, but this bill is due, like can you pay this for me? Then I expect it to be paid. But you don't gotta pay my bills, it's gonna get paid regardless. I'm gonna make it happen.
Okay. So just have some money.
Yeah, and to be like, you know, like to do things, I guess. Like I like to be outside. I like to go to the movies, go bowling, go out. I like to be in the house sometimes too, but like you gotta be willing to want to go out, like not just a house person. Cause I keep running into people that just want to go to work and be in the house. I work like 16 hours a day, so like if I want to go outside, let's go outside. I don't want to be in the house. If that makes sense.
Okay. Could he have kids?
Yes, you can have kids because I don't want no more kids. I don't want no. I'm open to it, but we got to get a notarized letter that say if we have a kid and you decide to leave me, you take the kid with you. My kid's making food right now, noodles, hot pots. They is no Pampers, no up in the middle of the night. So listen, you want me to have a kid, you're gonna notarize this letter and you're gonna say, I'm gonna co-parent with you. I get the kid on the weekends and come visit. You're not gonna leave me with another kid. I done did it 3 times. I'm not shutting them up.
She's
So
not
I'm
doing
open to it if you ready to have that long term. If you decide you want to leave me or we end our relationship, because it's not gonna happen.
Okay. She broke it down. Okay. Ooh, child. All right. So should he look a certain way?
I love dark skinned men. Tall. You don't have to be tall, but I like tall men. As long as you dark skinned. I like a little beard, a little belly. I'm not too picky. You can't be overweight, but you gotta be healthy. You know what I'm saying? But don't be bad teeth, just bad hygiene, just dark skin. I like them dark skin. No light skin men. I'm sorry. I just can't do it.
Ooh, child. No. Now that's a colorist comment.
I'm sorry. So,
All
that's
right.
just my preference.
No, I got you. I just say that because they call men colorists when they make it
Yeah.
clear on their skin tone. Should he make a certain amount of money?
100K or more a year is fine. You don't have to be
Girl!
super rich. You don't got to be super rich. As long as you're able to maintain your life. Now, if you got a lot of kids, at least
He gotta make at least 100K.
well, I make 60K, so a little bit more than me.
Could he make so you wouldn't date a man that made 50K?
No, I would. You just gotta at least make more than me. Like
50K
you gotta
is not
have
more
a
than
real
60K.
circle. You gotta be. It's like gotta be like.
Okay, but listen, Victoria, I'm not trying to change your answer. So whatever you want to stand on, you can stand on.
I feel
But
like
50K is not more than 60K. So is 60K like? Do you want to stay at 100K? Is that what you're telling me?
I feel like 100K is cool. 100K. I get it, Kendra. So I say like.
Well, let me ask this. Yeah.
Oh my God. This funny. Mr. K to be two says she doing that good dope.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord. That was funny to me. Child, what the hell, girl? No, what are you talking about? Like, come on, baby. When you said 3 kids, I think the men checked out the room. Hell, And then she said, he can have a little belly, but she don't want to be overweight. I think some men might be looking at her just from her top heavy and say she's overweight. I don't know, child. Some people could be looking at her appearance and saying, hell to the no. No, ma'am, Miss Pam, we out. You fried, dyed, and laid to the side. We ain't interested, ma'am. You might be cute. You might be cute to somebody and cool, but oh no, baby. They don't want, They not, These men ain't taking you seriously, boo-boo. Hopefully she can find what she find, but I don't think I don't know, child. Night Call 411 says, why can women excuse mistakes as being young and dumb in their 20s, which we hear them do it all the time, but men often can't? How can older men take major decisions women make serious if youth is later used as an excuse? And that's why they can't. This is why when we talk about, when women say it now, men are hip to it. When women say, oh, I was young and I was dumb. And then the funny thing about it, though, is they make mistakes when they're so-called young and dumb, but they continue to make the same mistakes as they get older. So you was 19, you was young and dumb, you had a baby with a guy that wasn't good for you, you thought you was in love, it didn't work out, whatever, he was using you. Then you hit 29, you did it again. 30, you did it again. They do the same thing over and over and still use it as young and dumb. Well, to me, 29, 30, 35, you can't claim young and dumb anymore, in my opinion. Because if you were young and dumb and you made a mistake, you're supposed to learn from it. They don't learn from it. And they keep doing it over and over and they still want to make excuses. Because once again, there's this mindset that women can't, there's no accountability and they're coddled. It's like you can't go wrong. Whatever you do is acceptable, whether it's good or bad. People just look at it and say, oh, well, they make excuses for it. Oh, well, you don't have to, they come up with ways to coddle women. But a man, there's no coddling whatsoever. There's no excuse for a man, period. The same 19-year-old boy who could have been 19 years old with that girl, and both of y'all were reckless in your behavior, but only one gets blamed for it and the other one gets excuses. And we know who gets the excuses and who gets blamed. And that's how it is today. And so this is why people are pushing back against that. Because come on, no, if you were young and dumb, so was he. How are you expecting him to turn up and be this model citizen and so responsible at 19 when you were just as irresponsible as he was? So yeah, it just don't make sense. But once again, there's different rules for women versus men. But this is why a lot of these women will struggle with dating and relationships, because men realize that and they don't want to put up with it. That's just my thoughts on that. But thank you once again, Nightcaller. I appreciate you. Very good questions. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy though, but we know that there's double standards, and the women don't like the double standards that they don't benefit from. Let's continue.
Kids by 3 men. Did any of them make 100K?
No. And I know where you're going with this, but that's when I was going through my drug dealer killer stage.
What happened when you was a drug dealer?
No, I was going through the dating of the drug dealer killer stage. So like,
you was dating drug dealers and they didn't make 100K?
Not legally. No, I'm saying like if we talking about tax bracket wise legally.
Okay, we have a 2 conversation. So
I'm saying I had kids when I was going through the drug dealer killer stage. Like when I was dating like men that was just ended up in jail, dead or in jail, basically.
Right.
Because
did they
one dead and one in jail? Okay, I'm not that surprised. Lord, have mercy.
They provide a lifestyle that acquired 100K or more.
They provided a nice lifestyle. I feel like I'm doing well for myself to want a little bit more than what I did back then.
Okay, that's fair.
Back then I was just settling, so I feel like now I'm able to say like what I want, what I hope to get.
What the hell? What you was settling for? You wasn't settling. You made those choices. What you mean you was? You got to stop using the word settling because they're not using it right. No, you weren't settling. You were making choices. You chose to be with the drug dealers and those people. That ain't settling. You chose bad, harshly, and then you had children, and you were still choosing that type of man. Lord,
I get it. I think, listen, especially when women, because this is what I hear a lot from the show, right? And I think this could be the disconnect, but this is what I hear a lot from the show. So obviously, when you get older, you know better, you do better. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's the way of life. We're all supposed to learn and mature and become better. The difference is now is you actually have 3 kids, right? So you got to understand some of the things that a man who is of a certain caliber has to consider. Right. Now, you're a mom of 3. That's for one. You don't necessarily want more kids. So if he wanted a kid, it would be best if he already has kids because you don't necessarily want kids. Okay. Right. If he's a good man, now this is a thing we got to think of. He's a good man. He has to be willing to accept your children. Right. Now, you told us you got a baby daddy in jail, which means he kind of crazy.
No, because he went for something that ain't got nothing to do with that. He went, yeah.
And you said they was drug dealer killers.
Yeah.
So sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
My first son father, the one that got killed, was the killer. May he rest in peace. But that second one was a drug dealer. That's why I say I went through that phase in my life, and now I'm on a whole different phase. Right. My last son, he was a 9 to 5. He went to work.
And that's the one, and listen, that was the one you were supposed to be with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it didn't work out because she was used to drug dealers and killers. I'm just saying. So the 9 to 5, the guy came along, she gave him a baby, and he got the hell up out of there. Like, come on, that wasn't gonna work out. And you think another man is gonna want to come into the fold with your history? Who in their right goddamn mind gonna want to deal with her? Oh my God! And she's smiling too much. Like, I'm just saying, I know I say you need to smile, but Jesus Christ, everything is a. She ain't never stopped smiling. I'm just saying, Lord. Sometimes it's a crazy smile. You gotta know the difference. Let's continue.
That was the one he's supposed to be there. And you told me he wanted to be married so much he found a woman to marry. That was your guy.
Right.
Now let me ask you this: did he make 100K?
No, he made about 70.
Okay. So now the next thing is a man that makes that amount of money would be like, okay, now I have to, or just men, period, are watching
Right.
and they will say you had kids by 3 men who didn't meet your financial requirements. Now I have to meet your financial requirements, and also, if I'm serious about you, help you with your kids.
Right.
Right about
I
it.
saw the honey cake. Now that you say it like that, it's not a must. At least financially stable. You gotta be. I paid 4,000 bills, so you gotta be able.
Baby, a man being financially stable does not have anything to do with how much you pay for your bills.
Oh my
That is
God.
two separate situations. Him being financially stable is his business. You paying 4,000, whatever your bills are, is your business. Those two should not intertwine at all, unless y'all married or whatever. His money ain't got nothing to do with you. You say you make that amount and you pay that amount, so you gonna keep paying that amount, and then he's gonna handle his side of the business. That should not that don't no 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 no.
To, I wouldn't say pay that much like I do, but be able to maintain the same lifestyle that I make. Like on top of the bills, I do have 3 kids, so
No.
I make it
No.
work.
Well,
Like so, at least make it work.
Make it work. All right,
Just
we
say
gotta
that.
move forward. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay. I just got my body done. Like
You got
I'm.
your body done.
Yes, I'm like 2 weeks post op. Let me move my BBL bed because it's like one of
Wait,
them.
you had wait. Victoria, what is happening? You just had a
Okay, wait.
BBL?
Yes, I just got my lipo 360 with a butt transfer.
Okay, so is that why you? Because are these the pads you have to wear after lipo?
I have a faja on. I just have on like shorts.
Okay.
I'm just in the house, so. But
Okay. All right.
I don't know
We
what you.
see. We see you, girl. She just got a. So what is the? I never had body surgery. What's the healing process stage?
she had a
So I couldn't sit down for 3 months. I can't lay on my back
girl. You
or sleep on my. I got to sleep on my stomach basically.
you can't.
So I just sleep on my stomach or stand up. I ain't never want to sit down this much a day in my life.
So you can't
But
sit down?
no,
How do you
I
get in
can't.
a car?
I lay on the back seat. I'll be having people
So
drive
you
me around
literally
in my
can't sit
car.
on your ass?
You
No.
How do you
No.
work?
look like
My job. I go to work.
it didn't look like a BBL to me. Did it look like a BBL to y'all? It looked real normal. Maybe because she's still swollen or something. It just looked like a normal body. It don't look like okay, maybe no.
But I
Wait, you
can't.
work at a group home?
Right, but I don't know who's watching, so I can't really say what I'll be doing at work. But I go to work.
Oh, child. Okay. Ooh, child, let's try to keep this job. All right. When was your last relationship? What is happening tonight? What is your last relationship, Victoria, girl?
So
Yeah,
last year
yeah,
in September, it kind of ended badly.
baby. Oh,
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
well, we know.
Um,
Yeah, baby.
I
So,
prefer not to answer.
Okay.
girl, you get
3 flaws you have to work on.
the BBL.
My submissiveness.
BBL. Who gonna smash you with the BBL in the healing process? It be juicy and bleeding and swollen and ooh and stinking. Like, oh my gosh, you don't want to girl, you getting it cracking with the BBL juices. Bad decisions, just bad.
My
Mm-mm.
um
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
my
Mm-mm.
over speaking because I like to be heard, so I will overspeak. I will overspeak somebody. And my indecisiveness because I'm very indecisive.
Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you? This is your moment to pitch yourself. So go ahead and say it to the
A
girl.
guy would be lucky to be with me because I got it together. I really don't need much. I just want somebody to vibe with, somebody to chill, somebody to have fun, somebody that's like me, that like to explore, take trips.
Not like her.
I'm a very good cook. I can make you laugh. We're gonna have the best time ever. So yeah, you just be lucky to be me. And listen, if you don't get paid, and you need, you need to borrow some, not borrow, but you need me to help you out, I got you. You feel me? I'm like one of them. Like, we here.
Oh, you'll help your man out with his finances.
Yeah,
What
of
you do?
course, because I expect the same thing. So it'd be like, yeah, if you
Sell
need,
something, flip it.
and listen, I do just because, like, just because, you just, you looked good today. Let me buy you some Savage X Fenty.
Good.
Like,
Wait, you gonna buy him?
just
So what did you
because.
say? You gonna buy him what?
I'm just like a just because. I wouldn't say I was a trick, but I'm like a just because. Like, if I like you and like I'm really rocking with you, then like I like to. If I just like I go in the store and shop for my kids, then I'd be like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and throw this in the car for him. One of them. So
One of
I'm
them.
real.
All right.
Yeah.
Ooh, child. All right, so let's do it. We got Victoria. What's the age range you would date? You're 31. Stop moving if possible.
So that's because my booty cheeks hurt. I'm ready to lay down, but I know you need to light it,
What you said?
so I got to move.
We're almost done. Okay, let's get to it. What's the age range you want to date?
Between I'll say
Come on now, Victoria.
between 28, maybe like 29 and 45.
29 and 45. Okay. And all right, should he be in Vegas?
He don't have to be in Vegas as long as he's willing to travel, because I could travel. Well, I can't travel now, but as long as he's willing to travel to me.
So we got Victoria, 31, Taurus, Vegas, works.
Yeah, that's enough. We get the gist of it. Shout. Oh my God. Shout out to her. Hopefully she, her BBL heals properly and she get what it is that she looking for. You know what I'm saying? I'm hopeful. Hopefully, you get what you're looking for, baby. As the shenanigans turns, honey, as the delusion turns, it is what it is, y'all. It's becoming more and more comical. You know what I mean? It's a laughing stock. It is what it is. But anyway, y'all, listen. I gotta get out of here. Who said take a nap? Somebody told me something. Baby, it probably is. I'm tired as hell. Yeah, I probably should go take a nap. But anyway, I'm hungry. I gotta go eat something first. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Listen, I appreciate y'all for being here. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching, everybody who supports the channel, y'all. Make sure you are continuously watching the videos that are already posted on the channel. I try to post videos every single day, y'all. So make sure you are liking and sharing them and commenting on those videos. That helps to the channel to grow. Also, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, but you like the content, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's free to subscribe. Hit the like button on your way out, you guys. Make sure you are supporting the channel in any way. We have merchandise. Get you a t-shirt, get you a mug, something to support the channel, you guys. That definitely helps to grow the platform. All right. But listen, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. Shout out to y'all. Slim Daddy 9, thank you so much. Even though my birthday is next Tuesday. Is it next Tuesday? What today? Yeah, my birthday is next Tuesday. But thank you so much. I appreciate the early birthday wishes. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here, for supporting. I appreciate everybody who gave super chats or cash apps. Thank y'all so much for the support. I appreciate you guys. You have no idea how much I appreciate y'all. So thank y'all. I appreciate you guys. The dude from Fairfax says, aren't you glad you aren't running the streets, DeeDee? Yeah, and I've never run the streets. That's the thing. I've never been a street person. You know what I mean? Yes. Never been a street person. Always been a homebody. That's just who I am for real, y'all. You can ask my husband. You can ask my kids. You can ask my sisters. You can ask anybody that know me. I've never been the street type of person. I'm just not. I'm not dissing it. You know what I mean? But I like being at home. I've never been, I never wanted to be outside like that. Like, I like to do stuff, but I just never been run the street type. I never went out to clubs and all of those things. The times I went out with clubs was with my husband. So, and we had a blast. But single, nah. When I was single, no, I did not go to clubs. And I've never been outside. I'm really like, you could say I've been really green to that sort of thing, because I just never was interested in the nightlife. I didn't like it. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I like to dance and stuff like that and have fun. So me and my husband went out to clubs. We'll do it, yes, together. I love it. Even with that, I don't do it all the time. But when I was a single young woman, I was just not for the streets. I could not. That's just not my thing. And I know people who did it and no problem. They had a good time. Have a good time. If that's what you like to do, have fun. I'm not opposed to it. I just never liked the nightlife. You know what I mean? I like being inside. I like to do family-oriented things. I like picnics and going to the park. I like movies, bowling, rock. I like rock climbing. I like stuff like that you can do with your family or just, with your spouse. Never been a night person. That's just not my thing, yeah. And to each his own. There are people, I know people who go out and they have fun and they have a good time. And I think if that's what you like, that's your thing. That's just not my thing. I like being inside. Anyway, yeah. So I've never been that person. That's just not part of my personality. Yeah, we go out and do stuff, but I never was a nightlife outside type of chick, But yeah. But anyway, y'all, look, I appreciate y'all once again for being here. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. Thank y'all once again for laughing with me, for sharing your thoughts and jokes and all of it. I appreciate it so much. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, you guys. I'll be back really soon. Hopefully, I'll be back with the live soon. Just make sure you have your notification bell clicked to on so that you'll be notified when I do go live. All right. And make sure you guys are watching and chiming in on the videos that are posted, y'all. That definitely helps until I come back live. Right. So thank y'all. I love you guys. Y'all be safe out here in these streets and I will see y'all really, really soon. Take care. Mwah. Later.
Laugh and my heart chokes. Like Midas, everything you touch turns gold. You dance in the hallway like nobody's told. You say my name so softly, like it's a little word. Yeah, every time you're near me, all my doubts get blurred. You take my day, turn it bright, brand new. Every look you give says I choose you. I get you more than anybody ever could. You get me in a way I never understood. And every little smile, every little move you do, ooh, baby, I don't need a reason. I just know. I get you. Yeah, you talk about your dreams, eyes wide, shining clear. And you tell the wildest stories I could listen for years. And you roll your eyes and kiss me when I'm stubborn and proud. You pull me back to center when my thoughts get loud. You take my fear, turn it into truth. Yeah. Every time you touch me, I remember you. I get more than anybody ever could. You get me. I never understood every little smile, every little move you do. Ooh, baby, I don't need a reason. I just know, I just know I get. When the world feels heavy on my shoulders, you lean in. Lay your head right over mine. You say we can carry this together. And just like that, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, I get you every day, all the way. That's when I'm free. I get you more than anybody ever could. just know I get you.